In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
And welcome everybody to another edition of the Friday Free For All. As always, I am your host, Cody Lashton, coming to you again on a day where the Panthers were at training camp and a UFC fight broke out. Let's go, boys. Training camp has been chippy. Players have been going back and forth. The Panthers have released their jersey schedule and what games they're going to be playing this season, or what outfits they're going to be dressed in this season. And listen, this is your show. The link to join the show is in the description. I'm going to post it right now in the chat for anybody who wants to come in. That's what the Friday Free For All is all about, man. Anyone who wants to come in, talk some Panther football. We're going to share the latest tweets and video clips from all your favorite Panther Twitter follows that have been posting content up until this point. And yeah, man, this show is for you, by you, and we're going to be having some more people in the show throughout the night. Let me go ahead and welcome some of my guests that we have joining us here today. First off, my man, you know him, Mike, a.k.a. Supreme Leader. What's going on, brother?
Supreme Leaders? Not much, man. Hope everybody's all right. Just chilling with my mans and them.
Dude, I'm pumped you could be here, man. Nick Montiero will be joining us in just a minute, but AJ Lindsay dropping in. AJ, what's up, bro?
What's going on, fellas? How you doing tonight?
Dude, I'm doing good, man. We're getting closer and closer to Panther football. This Sunday, man, we have a game to look forward to. It's just preseason, you know, nothing too special. But dude, I've been saying this Panthers team needs these preseasons badly right now, man. We have so many questions.
But we won't get a lot of them answered, Cody. They're not playing the starters.
Right. Well, hey, man, listen, let's just jump into it. If you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share with a friend. And if you want to come on the show, link is in the chat and in the description. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Yeah, let's talk about that. Matt Rhule has come out and said that none of the starters are going to be playing this Sunday. Looks like next Sunday as well. We're probably not going to see the starters until our third preseason matchup. My question to all of you is this. Are you okay with that? Are you okay with shelving Sam Darnold and waiting to get him some meaningful game time until a little bit later on? Are you okay with us just trying to sort out whoever the 2s and the 3s are right now?
I get why he's doing it. I don't like it. I mean, if Sam Darnold was established, that's one thing. But we haven't seen him in a live game since he was playing for the Jets. And you're going to stick him out there the last game before the opener. What happens if, he has a stinker? He doesn't have the opportunity to come back in that next preseason game to try to clean things up. He's going right into the regular season.
Yeah, definitely doesn't have a lot of leeway for making errors and mistakes here. By the way, this also comes on the back of Sam Darnold having some – I mean, look, let's keep it real. He's had some up and down practices thus far. If you've been following the Panthers beat reporters on Twitter and just online in general, Sam Darnold has pretty much been up and down. He's made some spectacular throws, and then he's also made some throws that have people question what in the hell he was even looking at. I did want to show this one play to start out here just because of how beautiful it is. I think it's something that we can all admire. Terrace Marshall Jr., Sam Darnold, connected on a deep pass down the field.
That was
Marshall
pretty.
Just going up and snatching that thing out of the air, bro. And listen, at Sam Darnold's best, this is what he's been able to do. Now, he's been a little bit inconsistent. There have been a lot of overthrows I've heard apparently today also, but you're starting to see the potential of what the Panthers have on our receiving core, man. As Sideshow Rob says, that is a big boy. And that big boy isn't going up to catch a bunch of touchdown passes this season. But right now, a lot of inconsistent work for Sam Darnold. But perhaps the bigger story is P.J. Walker is going to be starting our preseason games going out there first. And I put this out on Twitter, man. I'm ready to call my shot. P.J. Walker is going to be the backup quarterback for the Carolina Panthers this year. And I'm already ready to call Will Grier a bust. What say y'all, man? I can name off all the quarterbacks that Will Grier has yet to beat out and continues to show no progress. I'm ready to move on from him.
I think they will. I don't think Will Grier makes this roster.
It's PJ's job to lose, but I can see him keeping 3 quarterbacks just for the fact that what have I heard? That Sam Darnold hasn't played a full 16-game set, which is now 17 in a season ever. So, I mean, might be worth carrying 3.
But do you think they would cut Will Grier and sign a veteran backup just in case, something were to happen?
That would be the best option I see. I just don't know what options are out there right now. I haven't looked.
Part of this is this right here. Again, I don't want to overreact and not apply all my biases evenly. I mean, Sam Darnold's missing throws, PJ is missing throws, but man, there's been a lot of this from Will Grier, man. A lot of throwing up into double coverage where the pass shouldn't have been thrown, and he continues to be very inconsistent. On top of that, I don't necessarily have any clips at the moment. If I find some, I'll bring them up. But P.J. Walker has been balling, man. Apparently, he had a really good day today, connected on a bunch of passes out the back of the end zone, and was just overall very impressive. Real quick, before we go any further, Dexter Henderson says, I can't jump on with your boys tonight, but we'll be listening all night. Keep pounding. Appreciate you, brother. And help me in joining Zach Altman to the show. Zach, what's going on, bro? Oh, your microphone might be muted. You have to recheck your microphone.
There we go. Does that work?
Yeah, I hear you now, man. I hear you now. Cool.
How's it going?
How are you, man?
I'm doing all right. Went to FanFest last week. Couldn't make it. I tried to join, but the connection in the stadium wasn't great.
Hey, it's all right, man. I appreciate you trying to join anyway. What have been your thoughts so far based on what you've seen? As someone that's been out there, you went to FanFest.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have any observations based off of your time that kind of jumped out at you?
I thought Sam looked pretty accurate. He only really missed one pass, and it was a good miss. It was an overthrow rather than an underthrow that would have got intercepted. But I liked Shi Smith looked really nice. Terrace Marshall had a really nice grab. Of course, you don't get to see much of the defense in those kind of practices, so it's kind of hard to judge. But
right,
I think overall it looked pretty nice. I didn't see anything glaring and no injuries, so that's always a plus.
Thank God. Well, okay, I did hear Robbie Anderson after one of these plays. Sam threw a touchdown to him in the red zone, and then apparently he left the game right after that due to some stiffness. Now, that was today. We haven't gotten any injury report or anything like that yet, but we're obviously hoping that nothing's wrong with Robbie Anderson. I've been, I want to continue to go back to this backup quarterback thing, and I want to, bring this up. I have no problem calling Will Grier a bust right now, naming off all the different quarterbacks that he has been able to beat out in training camp or during the season or what have you, man. That's a hurt Cam Newton, Taylor Heineke, Kyle Allen, Teddy Bridgewater, and now P.J. Walker still. Dude, and unless I'm shown otherwise, I have no reason to not think that Will Grier is an absolute bust. And I don't know, are all of you confident in our backup position being P.J. Walker for the rest of the year? Or do you all think that the Panthers need to make it a point to try and find someone else to bring in before the season starts?
I really think that they'll look over the waiver wire once rosters start being cut down to see if there's a veteran backup out there that they can bring in to look at. As Fitterer said, they're going to turn over the bottom of the roster. So
Yeah.
I would expect them to bring somebody in because this regime has no allegiance to Will Grier. He was a Hurney and Ron Rivera draft pick. So
Right.
Yeah. But do we feel comfortable though? Like, I mean, one, who would even be out there to pick up at this point in time?
Yeah, I was wondering that. I heard y'all talking about that.
Yeah, it really seems as though we're Sam Darnold and PJ Walker are bust right now.
I think so. So that leading into preseason game 1, I think it's actually good that only the backups are in right now because we'll get a good full look at PJ and at Weird Will too. So
It is pretty weird. You can call him that too. I don't mind. But yeah, I'll just I have some random clips and I'll just kind of show them as we're going through here. Really good route run by DJ Moore. By the way, I'm loving number 2 on DJ Moore. Like originally, I didn't feel any kind of way about it really, but now seeing him out there in that number 2, I don't know, dude. It just looks good on him. It's a receiver number. I think it looks fantastic, man. Our receivers are looking pretty dominant.
Yeah, that route's nasty.
He put him on skates.
Yeah, nice pass by DJ too. I mean, there's really been a lot to like thus far going forward. Another player who continues to impress, and all I heard throughout yesterday and today, and pretty much we all kind of had this inclination, is that Brian Burns is unblockable. Apparently yesterday and today, he absolutely had his way with Indianapolis edge rushers. You see him coming off the edge right here, doing that push in the middle, swiping his hands across to get around. I mean,
God.
our defense is definitely, it looks like we have a lot of extra aggression coming off of our edges this year with Brian Burns and Hassan Reddick. I have another clip I'll play of Hassan Reddick, but how are you guys feeling about our defense and just things that you've heard so far and what you feel they have the potential to be based on kind of what you guys are seeing and hearing thus far?
I really feel like they have an opportunity to be a top 10 defense. I mean, really, honestly, I just hate that we have to wait till game 3 of the preseason to see J.C. Horn and these guys.
Right? Is J.C. not going to play at all?
Yeah, none of the ones. That's what Matt Rhule was saying.
I feel like rookies should be exceptions to that. I feel like they need to get some type of experience.
But also,
even if it's only for like a drive.
Yeah. Am I also the only one who isn't really too upset by that, though? Like, I know we want to see our starters get time, but at the same time, we have so many questions about depth on our roster. I mean, we haven't seen a ton of Deontay Brown, who a lot of Panther fans are really high on. We still haven't seen a ton of Brady Christensen. And my tinfoil hat conspiracy theory is that the Panther coaches actually have a level of belief in Christensen to play right tackle for us this year. And I kind of think they're hoping for Brady Christensen to be able to play right tackle and they move Taylor to the left. I've been saying this for a while now. We don't know yet if that would be true, but again, that leads me to kind of be okay with the fact that we're not going to be playing our starters. Does anyone agree?
Mm-hmm.
I've been having that same thought process this whole preseason, is that's what their main goal is, to move Taylor over to left tackle, bring Brady in to start at right tackle. But I guess I still feel kind of weird about Sam not getting at least one drive in.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had, as you said, he's been up and down through these non-contact drills. And even he said, I know I'm not going to get hit. So I mean, if he's being up and down and he knows he's not going to get hit, what's going to happen when the bullet's alive and these guys are coming for his head?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after we all have that clip of Sam Darnold seeing Ghost burned into our memory clips in that game against the Patriots on Monday Night Football, no less. Again, though, so Zach Wilson had been in the news. I mentioned it last Friday, Free for All. He said that he had thrown a bunch of interceptions, and the answer that he gave in practice or in his interview was actually not a bad one. He was saying, in training camp, you're learning what you can and can't get away with. Now, granted, Sam Darnold isn't a rookie quarterback anymore, but I think a lot of us get lost on the notion that, now is the time to make mistakes. You're getting on the same rhythm and on the same page with all of your receivers, and, you want to have some interceptions thrown. I mean, that's a part of getting on the same page between quarterback and receivers. So, I'm not really too worried about all the noise about Sam Darnold kind of being up and down. So, I'm really kind of okay with everything going on right now. I don't feel a need to panic, and I don't mind too much that most of our ones aren't going to be playing this preseason football game. Hey, real quick, let me add some more people to the stream. Kevin Boshoven, brother, what's up, dude?
Not much, man. Just got back to the house, running some errands. Shit.
Man, you're all good, man. You're all good, dude. Happy you could join the Friday Free For All. Joining us again, Panther Rhule. Panther Rhule, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm doing real good.
All right, man. Glad you all could join us. Yeah, so I'll kind of jump around a little bit and make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to speak on some of the things that we've already talked about. I've already called Will Greer a bust. PJ Walker is already looking very impressive this training camp. He's going to be starting our preseason game. I'm ready to call Will Greer a bust and name PJ the backup. Kevin, what are you thinking about that, man?
Yeah, I say cut Greer.
Yeah, you're not the first person to say that either. Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, done with them. I mean,
yeah.
Save a roster spot for someone who we can.
Yeah, really a lost cause at this point. Panther Rhule, PJ Walker is going to be our backup for the remainder of the season. At least it looks that way. Do you feel the Panthers need to try and find a free agent to bring in to kind of fill out our quarterback depth, or are we all right with Sam Darnold and PJ Walker kind of, being our quarterback options?
I would be all right with it myself, but I have to go back and think with the O-line issues at the O-line, and whether I may not like it, but Sam has a history of injuries, so.
Who do we bring in?
And maybe it would be smart to wait till final cuts and put somebody on the practice squad, because you could still do like last year, and you could have, I think, one or two people you can protect on the practice squad.
Mm-hmm.
That's an idea. I guess you could put Will Greer on the practice squad, but I don't know that I would. But I'm just saying, I guess it's an idea, but preferably I'd like to have somebody that you could at least groom to. I'm sure there's going to be a quarterback cut somewhere. I like Joshua Dobbs, the Steelers' backup quarterback. Because they've got 4 quarterbacks on their roster, and I don't see them keeping all 4.
No, I'm actually glad that you mentioned that name. I was a fan of him coming out of Tennessee.
Yep.
He's actually he's a rocket scientist. Like his major
really?
at Tennessee. Yeah. His major at Tennessee was rocket science.
That's crazy.
He had.
He stayed in school just to finish his last year, and he would have been if he would have went out when folks wanted him to come out his junior year, he would have been a top pick. But he stayed one more year to finish school and ended up not being that top pick.
Yeah. Shout out to 89J Subs. This is Brady at guard. Trent should be a starting tackle. again, we have so many questions amongst our offensive line. But yeah, Josh Dobbs is a name that, I mean, I wanted the Panthers to draft him when Cam Newton was still around. I thought he would have been a good backup.
Yep,
I thought he was a better, younger version of Joe Webb. And we all if everyone can remember, Joe Webb was always the king of the preseason, dude. He would come in every preseason.
He made a Pro Bowl, didn't he?
Out, dude.
Did he?
Special teams?
Maybe
I think he
on
did.
special teams.
Yeah.
It damn sure wasn't at quarterback. That's for damn sure.
I wanted Kellen Mond in the draft this year.
Yeah, I liked him. I wanted him myself. But you know, even the guy that we're going to face this Sunday that the Colts have, Elliger or something, he was a 6th round pick.
Yeah,
he was a 6th round pick. So
he was all right.
You know,
he'd
have been something, Texas. I think. But
what happened to that guy that New Orleans took us in the draft and then we got back?
Tommy Stevens.
Yeah.
I think he signed with the Jets the other day. I saw he signed with somebody.
Yeah, we ended up. He was in OTAs and we cut him. I think he was in OTAs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was he ever really like a meaningful option for us? I kind of felt like that was just two division rivals wanting to steal a player away from one another. You know, at least that's what I thought. I never.
Didn't he play a little?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Did he? Like, if he did, I barely even remember it.
I think he came into like a series or something like that.
Did he? I mean, I don't think he did, but I don't know. I could be very wrong. I don't remember him anyway.
Dude, I have a hard time keeping up of names of people I know and love, let alone football players.
Yeah.
So we'll make it work. But again, so let's kind of jump around and get everyone's thought on this. We're not going to be playing the ones. But we're apparently Sideshow Rob, I saw in the chat, said we're going to play a few of the ones Matt Rhule said. But for the most part, we're not sending our starters out on the field. We're not going to see Sam Darnold till the 3rd preseason game. And to be honest, I'm okay with this.
He's not playing?
Say again?
He's not playing?
Yeah, no, he is. It's official. Matt Rhule says Sam Darnold will not play Sunday.
Right.
Apparently, he's not going to play next Sunday either. And they're saving all of that for the 3rd preseason game. And, dude, listen, I got to tell you, I'm not mad at this. Like, I know a lot of people want to see Sam, and they want to see him against, real competition during, meaningful reps in a game. But, knowing how often injuries can happen to a quarterback, I mean, we all know that too well. We saw it happen to Cam Newton. And then on top of that, knowing how many questions that we have about our depth, I'm fine letting the 2s and 3s go out there and battle it out and actually see what kind of depth we have on our offensive and defensive line, especially at linebacker as well. Like, we need to see a lot from a lot of players on our football team, and I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to have more playing time to do so.
I think that's what it is. A lot of people are anxious to see Sam get out there and be Sam, but at the same time, they got to figure out what they have with Will, and if they're going to keep him, what PJ can do, and they're going to get a great look at the whole depth chart in general and who's going to make that cut, who's not.
We also got to see what Sam had.
This is a really good question. Blake Bortles. Would any of you pick up Blake Bortles as a backup for us?
Is he still in Green Bay?
No.
No, they cut him after Aaron came back. They cut him.
Yeah, he wasn't even in there long enough to. I mean, I don't know they even got his name on locker. So
did you bring in Phillip Rivers?
Get a number?
I
think he said he would come back to somebody who was going to the playoffs.
Yeah, he said. I heard that. I heard him talk on WFNZ a week or so ago.
He's from North Carolina.
Yeah, he said that. He said that he would come back to the right situation, as he put it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd do it to be a backup.
Yeah.
But what other option does he have? Like, the Bears could name Andy Dalton the starter at any moment. Everyone's saying it's going to happen to Cam Newton this year. Yeah. I don't necessarily believe it, but it's like, dude, the NFL teams are always ready to pass it on to a younger, better, more talented quarterback.
you-
And a lot of these guys kind of just have to learn their place as being a perennial backup, a la Ryan Fitzmagic, who, by the way, is starting this year.
Yep.
But, he's been a perennial backup for a good number of years. I think Blake Bortles would be the embodiment of that kind of signing. Would you feel more confident in P.J. Walker being our backup or Blake Bortles?
PJ Walker.
PJ.
PJ definitely.
Yeah, I kind of think I'm rolling with PJ on that one too.
But so not to interrupt, but
Yeah.
I was impressed by Dwayne Haskins yesterday playing with the Steelers. He looked really good. I know it's just your first preseason game, but I was talking to a couple Steeler fans, and I kind of agree with them. In all honesty, he may be their quarterback after Ben, because he looked really good yesterday.
I mean, it's all about the situation.
Hey, dude, and isn't that what we're hoping is true the most? I mean, look at our own quarterback. Sam Darnold was in a terrible situation with Adam Gase as his head coach, and everyone wants to throw the baby out with the bathwater, and it's maybe it's too early for that. Dwayne Haskins was the 15th pick in the draft.
Yep.
So he has an opportunity just like anyone else. But hey, real quick, let me introduce my Friday Free for All co-host jumping in, Nick Montiero. What's up, brother?
What up, man? So happy to be here. Looking forward to this every Friday night. What's up, Supreme? What's up, Zach? What's up, K-Bosh?
Yeah.
What's up, Panther Rule?
We
AJ?
What's up?
What's going on, Nick?
all the boys in here because I'm here to tell you the Bat Daddy has also graced us with his presence.
Oh,
Bat
my
Daddy, what's up with you, bro?
Oh, what is going on, everybody? Panther fans. I'm here to talk some football.
What's up,
What's
man?
up?
Dude, you should have no doubt that you have fans, man. Every time you come on, everyone's like, hell yeah, man, that's the Bat Daddy, bro.
I appreciate that, but you, Cody, you know as well as I do, they're the ones who make the show. So,
Hey, dude, the Friday Free For All is for absolutely everyone to come
That's right.
and talk about the Panthers, man. Yeah, let me talk to Nick and Greg a little bit and get them on the conversation. So one, let's just kind of roll through these. I'm calling Will Grier a bust. Will Grier is not going to start for us. PJ Walker is going to start. Are you okay with PJ Walker being our backup going into this season? And whoever wants to take it here first.
Bat Daddy, I'll let you go first, man.
all right. I'm okay with PJ Walker being the backup. He showed me some stuff last year. He's got a cannon. I haven't seen enough of him to really judge whether he's, NFL level quarterback, but from what I've seen him so far, I've liked, and I enjoyed watching him throw the ball a lot more last year than Bridgewater.
That's a fact.
I don't think that Grier is done, me personally. I think he'll still be on the team. I think he may still even be the number 2, just because for namesake and whatever you want to call it. But I have no problem if PJ Walker is the number 2 guy. I got no issues with that at all. I think he's okay.
Okay. And just to before we go to Nick, to echo on top of that, but is there any part of you that wants to test the free agent market to maybe get in another backup in, or is it even worth testing out the free agent market to even see what's out there?
To be honest, no, I don't think so. I think that whether you're a Will Grier or a PJ Walker guy, we've got a guy with one of those two in the backup role that's going to be good enough to not be, you don't expect your backup to be as good as your starter. So I think we got 2 guys that can work in that position. I think it's a waste of efforts if you spend time looking for another quarterback in the NFL right now, backup.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Nick, what say you, man?
So, let's look at the contracts real quick. PJ Walker, This is last year on his contract. Who's to say that he's not going to want to try to go for a starting role somewhere, or maybe go to a different team just as like a fresh start? Will Grier has 2 years left. So I think PJ is going to be number 2, but I think long term we're going to have Will Grier next year as the backup, and PJ is probably going to be elsewhere, unfortunately. You know me, Cody. I like PJ.
I do. I know you're a PJ fan, dude. There's a lot of PJ fans, man. He really does have a large contingent of Panther fan base that's they want him to compete for the starting job over Sam, even. You know?
That's why I wanted a preseason last season.
Yeah,
I thought he could beat Teddy.
I wanted to see him in the preseason. I wanted to see him after that Detroit game.
yeah.
You know, when we already knew that the season was basically at this point over, you know, why not play him? The only reason why I can see why they wouldn't play him is because what the commentator said before that game and saying that PJ had the best arm on the team.
Well, there's also the fact of I don't think at that point we wanted to win anymore. We knew where we were winning a game, and honestly, Teddy Bridgewater winning one more game for us, you know, coming through in the clutch one time, screwed us in the end. We could have hands down had the number 3 pick. I think number 3 or 4, either way.
It was 3. Yeah.
Okay. Amazing position to be in, and he left his mark by kind of screwing us at the end. I think PJ Walker is a solid backup. I saw a comment in the chat that PJ. So I agree. I think he's a solid backup. I think Will Grier, as far as a backup quarterback, is a solid backup. But I haven't seen enough from either one of them to really make a fair judgment over which one I like.
3. Yeah, 3.
What's up?
Apparently, judging from just the things that I've seen today, I'm hearing that PJ Walker had a great day today. He was effective in the end zone. He was really good at moving the ball, distributing the ball. And, you know, he's also kind of been up and down. I don't want to paint it out like all of a sudden PJ Walker is just the best thing that's ever happened in practice. But him and Sam have kind of been up and down. I'll show a clip of a miss real quick from Sam Darnold. I was about to introduce Cole Allen, but he dropped out. Go ahead, man.
Real quick about PJ. So last year, he started off in the XFL, which I think we all agree that it's like a lower grade version of the NFL as far as talent and play, that sort of deal. So he comes from the XFL into the NFL at the start of COVID without any sort of training camp. And then he finally gets his shot, but only after dealing with the players on the roster for a total of 8 weeks, roughly, maybe a little longer.
Right.
You know, now he's finally having that preseason. So who's to say that he's not going to show his true colors this season after he's had some time to spend with all the starters? Because that was my whole argument last season, was that he just didn't have enough time with the starters and enough practice with them to really get good chemistry with them.
Can you see PJ taking Darnold's spot? Is that what you're alluding to as a possibility?
Not right now, I don't think.
Really? You really think that he could take Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
I'm asking the question.
Mind,
I don't know.
I'm asking because I don't think based on contracts or anything else, I don't think he's going to. But if the talent's there, I got no problem if he's a better quarterback, him being above.
Yeah.
Why do you think that, Kevin?
Well, now I'm going to change my mind because you told me that he's only playing one preseason game. So I figured if Sam Darnold goes out there,
they've already anointed Sam as a starter.
Yeah.
By that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so what I'm asking is like we stuck with Bridgewater last year, regardless of how crappy he was, minus the injury that he was there. So do you think that if Darnold comes out and Darnold just shows I don't think he's going to be, but if Darnold is just as bad as Bridgewater, which is hard to say, do you think that Walker gets a chance, and if he performs, that he can take that role for good?
I think it would only be if Sam had a very low grade of play and PJ had a very high grade of play. That would be the only way that could happen. And it would have to be like a substantial amount. I mean,
I'll just say this. If PJ is in contention to actually take the starting job from Sam is a bust beyond all bust, bro. And it's like not even close.
But we didn't pay much for him. We still got a good deal.
Yeah.
That's true with him. So
yeah, we didn't pay much, but at the same time, we chose him over Justin Fields. And I'm sorry, that's going to be
Mac Jones.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, so that's another look. I was not a big fan of Mac Jones.
Don't tell me you're changing your opinion here.
No, I'm not changing my opinion.
Jones.
What I'm saying is that if Justin Fields and Mac Jones go on to have a good year this year, we're going to know that the Panthers chose Sam Darnold over both of them. And today, John Ellis on Twitter put out that he has it on good information that the Panthers front office, they just were not sold on Justin Fields. So that says to me they saw something in Sam Darnold that they thought they didn't see in Justin Fields. Now, what that is, dude, hell if I know. But they're banking that they can rejuvenate his career. But again, if Sam Darnold, if there's any conversation about PJ Walker like coming in and being better for our offense, then we have made a terrible mistake.
Yeah. But you
go ahead.
Yeah,
I don't think
I'm sorry. You have to wonder what if they didn't trade for Sam Darnold till draft day.
Ooh.
What if they walked in with the 8th pick? They didn't have a quarterback because they hadn't traded for Sam yet. Would they have taken Fields because they didn't have Sam?
I think so. I think if you don't have Darnold, you take Fields in that position.
But
Yes,
but
100%
in that
agree.
same time, you have to ask if we would still have Bridgewater, because we had Sam while we still had Bridgewater, if I remember correctly, just for a couple days.
I think that the trust in Bridgewater and like the relationship with Bridgewater was burned way before.
Yeah,
the draft.
I think it was already burned.
I think that no matter what, whether they had a quarterback going into the draft or not, Bridgewater was done. In my opinion, I'm not sure. I just think that was burned after he coughed up what he did last season and the emotion and everything he put into it. Just we were done with him, and that's one thing I'm so glad the Panthers front office actually did. Was get rid of him, because if they'd have kept him and paid him and sat him on the bench and paid somebody else to play, man, I would have.
All right, look,
I would have been pretty upset.
Look, let's do it. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, AJ.
Water gone like yesterday.
So listen, I wanted to bring this up.
Said PJ is in the conversation with Sam Darnold. It's going to get ugly because David Tepper has always said he wants a franchise quarterback. And as much as he's not a franchise quarterback. So I would be afraid if that were to happen, because I don't know what Tepper might do as far as just putting all our draft capital out there to get a franchise quarterback.
Let me ask this. I threw this question up. Rashad from PNP. And I've been seeing this put on Twitter, and inevitably it goes back to the whole Sam Darnold, Teddy Bridgewater thing. And there's a whole contingent of Panther fans that are like, oh, well, if Sam Darnold is bad, then everyone's just going to make excuses for him.
No.
Well, one, I can say that a bunch of people did that for Teddy Bridgewater as well. But listen, I can only speak for myself. If Sam Darnold starts to suck a big one, I'm going to say exactly that. I'm never going to pull punches. And, I mean, that's why I love doing this Cat Chronicle show, man. I get to come on here and speak my honest opinion about this Panthers football team. And nobody is going to get a pass, man. So, look, for example, right here, and I mentioned this earlier, Sam Darnold has been kind of up and down in practice. He's had a few bouts of inaccuracy, but he's also made some good plays. But today, apparently, there was a bunch of overthrows that were made by Sam Darnold. And again, I'm not freaking out. I haven't seen
Who's that guy?
one preseason game. That's CJ Saunders, I believe.
He'll make the team.
Yeah, but Sam overthrows him right here in the red zone. And there was I don't want to say there was a bunch of this, but he was definitely missing high today in practice. Apparently, when he does miss, he's been missing high. I've even shown that in some other clips I've played on the show. But, my question to all of you is this. Do you think Panther Nation is going to make a bunch of excuses for Sam Darnold if Sam Darnold ends up shitting the bed? Because I'm not.
No.
That's all I've been hearing is like this is his last chance.
Yeah.
There will be those select few who'll make excuses for him. Those first 4 games are going to be critical because, if he shits a brick, then that's going to be tough, man.
But also, Rashad says coaches' energy is already different. But we're just too quick to assume that the coaches are going to bat for Sam Darnold. Like it 100% could be that the receivers are running the wrong routes, or that the offensive line got blown up. Or how about this? A combination of all those. Sam, the offensive line, and our receivers running the wrong routes. Like, it's too early for us to have this thought process that we're protecting Sam. It's just too early for it, man, in my own opinion.
Me not seeing him in a preseason game seems kind of protective.
Yeah. At least for like one or two drives in the game. Yeah. The first two. I would say that should be a minimum if it was me. But
he should get what Cam got in the game he played.
Yeah, every starter really.
Like 2 drives, I think.
Well,
I think that's cool.
I agree with you. I think they should, but the only argument with that is we gave that to Cam and he got injured, and that kind of screwed the season. And 2, they're being really protective of the investment they made with Sam Darnold. We got to remember they're a business, so that's actually a smart business move. Is if you put Sam Darnold out there right now and he gets injured, then ticket sales, which I hate to say it, are part of this game, decline tremendously. I'm sure at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
You take the wind out of the fans, and your business is null because you are trying to run a business here, and that's the balance you've got to have with the NFL, which makes it so difficult because you've got to have business decisions that sometimes don't make sense, in the overall scheme of things, and maybe they don't make sense overall at all. But I think protecting Sam at the beginning is a good idea, to be truly honest with you.
Yep, and let me welcome in 2 of our newest members joining the Friday Free for All. Cole Allen, your camera's a little bit messed up. I can't see you very well, but I might be able to hear you. What's up, dude?
Yo, what's up, Cody? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. And we're also being joined by QT0 out there on the West Coast, holding it down for all the Panther fans. QT, what's up, bro? I don't even know if you can hear me right now. QT. Now, we'll check back on QT in a minute, man. Cole, what's up with you, man?
Not too much. How about you?
I've been doing good. So yeah, let's. I wanted to bounce this around to everyone. I wanted to get everyone's opinion on this. Supreme, do you think that people are going to make excuses for Sam, or do you think Sam? How about this? Will Sam Darnold be given any of the benefit of the doubt that Teddy Bridgewater wasn't? Because I don't think that I think Bridgewater was given every benefit of the doubt by everyone, and then he started to look like trash, and everyone who saw that he was playing like trash said that he was playing like trash.
I was a Teddy fan at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Not me. Not me.
I wanted to sign him, and I regret
not me. I've never been a Teddy fan. I thought it'd be nothing against him. I just never been that fan.
I never believed in him, but I was always willing to let him change my mind. Yeah, I mean, if Teddy Bridgewater went out there and started balling out, like, I wasn't going to be a Panther fan shitting on the quarterback that's helping us win football games. Yeah, I would never do that. But, I felt like he didn't have the arm talent, didn't have the bravado, didn't trust his own self.
I thought he could throw more than 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, his career high was 14 touchdowns until this past year where he threw 15. So does anyone see any kind of protecting of Sam Darnold happening right now, or did you think that it will happen? Mike, what say you, man?
It's like with Darnold, I think he'll be put in the same boat like Bridgewater because, unlike a rookie coming in the NFL or something, he's been here for 3 years. He's shown flashes, then he's shown, shit in the pants. So, this is going to be it for him. Like I said, those first few games are really going to dictate how Panther Nation sees him.
Legacy Lynn here says Sam will be given a length of rope before fans either legitimately back him or dump on him.
I agree.
And See, I don't know if I do, Lynn. And the reason why I don't know if I do is because our open, like right now, everyone's saying that there's no reason why we shouldn't go 4-0. I mean, if you look at how our schedule starts with the bottom feeder Jets, the Texans being an absolute dumpster fire, nobody knows what the Saints are going to be. There's no reason for the Panthers to not go 4-0. So, with that said, I kind of feel like if Sam messes up early on against some of those lesser teams, dude, people are going to be waiting to
bench him,
string him up and tie him to a tree.
Yeah,
They're going to jump on him. Yeah.
Especially if he loses to the Jets.
Oh yeah, he should blow them out.
Yeah,
and
Our
I've said
defense
that
alone should win us that game.
Yeah,
I've said it since the beginning that even though I think that we will in all four, we really have to keep in mind that we never know what's going to happen week one.
Yeah,
so we could all play like shit one day. It could happen, and I hope it doesn't, and it shouldn't, but still a possibility.
Yeah,
it could.
Well, this is a franchise that we're going to be very iffy on how we look at whatever quarterback comes in the future, because I feel like everybody in this franchise, no matter what you felt about Cam Newton, as far as if you loved him or hated him, felt like he was a franchise quarterback and he was the future for a while. They fucked that up. They know they fucked that up.
Yep.
And they're trying to fix that problem right now by giving us a franchise quarterback. It's very, very difficult to sway hardcore Panthers fans, because I think most hardcore Panthers fans most of them were real big Cam Newton fans, and we felt like what happened to him was wrong. So they're trying to fill this void they had, by what they did to Cam, by getting rid of our franchise quarterback, what we thought was the future, and they moved forward and it didn't work. So now they're under even more pressure with the franchise quarterback thing. I think you're right. They're looking for the franchise guy. Maybe Sam Darnold's that guy. I don't have enough information to really know. I know I've looked at the highlights of Sam Darnold, and I've seen amazing throws he's made. I can compare him to everything they put up there with Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning and Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I see them make the same kind of throws, and people call them amazing. I've also seen Sam Darnold make some horrible throws, but I saw Brett Favre make horrible throws too.
Yeah.
So
it's a gunslinger mentality.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. Let me ask you this: would you have rather had Carolina bring in Sam Darnold and take a chance on him as a franchise future, or bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Fitzpatrick.
Really?
Sam.
More than Sam Darnold. No, I would say
I want to hear an explanation on that. Go ahead.
Because we don't have to trade away our second round pick. We don't have to trade picks away that could be something great. We don't have to be tied to him. But
remember, keep in mind that Federer got all those picks back, trading down in the draft.
We could have more picks then.
Well, you also got to remember, Fitzpatrick. There's a reason why his arm often gets tired midway through the season. Mm-hmm. He is 38 years old. Mm-hmm. So his arm often gets hurt. That's why where is he at now is you're going to have a quality backup behind him. I mean, once the arm gets tired, you could have always put PJ Walker in, but
right.
I don't think Fitzpatrick is going to be the starter all year.
Yeah.
So for the majority, we like the Sam Darnold pick over like a patch, like a Band-Aid, like Fitzpatrick.
Sam's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but
because Sam
also,
at least has the potential for longevity, if he pans out.
Yep.
But it's one of those things where it didn't cost us anything. It cost us what, a 7th and a 6th or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's cheap.
Patrick was never a highly touted draft pick, and again, Sam still has to live up to that. But I think we're all taking the potential of Sam Darnold versus the proven kind of journeyman quarterback that we think of Ryan Fitzpatrick would have. Hold that thought 1 second. Shout out to 89 J Stubbs. He says, y'all see Cam having 30 touchdowns, 15 picks. I don't know, man. I think they have it in. I think that whole city, that whole team is waiting to put Matt Jones in.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has a chance, even if they want him to. And by the way, Rashad, if we're missing the point, it's the Friday free-for-all, baby. Come make that point. Yeah, come make that point, bro. Tell us what we're missing. I don't think the coaches or the fans, anyone from an organizational level, but especially the coaches. There's no evidence to say right now that Sam is being treated any different, especially since Teddy Bridgewater never drew any of the ire from the coaches until much later on in the season, after the season was already said and done with. That was the only time Matt Rhule was like, yeah, Teddy Bridgewater has to step up his performances. But early on, there was every single excuse made in the world for Teddy Bridgewater. So much so that I was kind of pissed off at Matt Rhule. I'm like, why, don't piss on my leg and tell me that it's raining. We do not have a franchise quarterback under center right now.
I just think we could have got him for a cheaper price.
Sam?
I don't think so.
Because nobody was. They said that nobody was interested during that draft period.
But the Jets also weren't interested in trading him unless it was something substantial. Now, if you waited to the draft, it might have been got cheaper.
Yeah, I think it would. I think we could have gotten cheaper.
But
or it could have gotten more expensive because other teams could have wanted to try to hop on that bandwagon.
And then we get Fields.
If we would have signed
Fields.
Fitzpatrick, if we would have signed Fitzpatrick, then going for a future, we would have probably drafted a quarterback at some point anyway. At that point, So
I think we would have. I think we would have gotten beaten out of it. I think the only reason why Fields was available was because we already had Darnold. Think about it. We traded for Darnold at least. How far before the draft was it? Was it like 2 weeks before the draft?
A few weeks. Yeah, but that wouldn't affect where Fields fell in the draft, right?
I think someone would have traded up to have taken Fields before.
Why wouldn't they have? But why wouldn't they have even if we'd have had Darnold? Like, why would us having Darnold have stopped them from trading up to get Fields?
Because now that we have Darnold, why do we need a fourth quarterback on the roster?
Right. I get. Okay,
but
you're right.
What team would trade down? I don't think Detroit was willing to trade down, or
nobody was willing to trade because
Miami could have traded back down.
They just went in a quarterback last year, though, right?
They just got a quarterback. They traded back and got a whole bunch of picks. Then they traded up for pennies, and they could have traded back again for a whole bunch of more picks, and really could have done well next year in the draft.
So hey, real quick, let me
DJ time.
Well, hang on, I gotta add someone to the stream, and then I have to break some news here. T Money, what's up with you, bro?
What's up? What you Cody?
What up, bro? Chilling. Real quick, I don't mean to sideline or derail the show here, but I feel that it's big enough news for me to at least bring it up. God, this is the story that keeps on giving. Breaking, human trafficking unit is reportedly heading up subpoenas on Deshaun Watson's case per Mark Berman. This is something I discussed earlier on, blah, blah, blah. If true, there's possibility of trafficking / prostitution charges.
Ooh.
Whoa.
It's getting worse.
You still want Watson?
Man.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Once you bring so I had the principal of my high school got arrested probably about 5 years after I graduated, and he got arrested for prostitution. But the whole thing was he also had the human trafficking charge on there. At least up here in Massachusetts, human trafficking is also another charge automatically added on for prostitution.
Mm-hmm.
So supposedly that's the way it is up here. Who's to say that it's the same down in Texas?
Yeah, that's.
But I wouldn't necessarily think too far into the trafficking until at least evidence comes out for it.
I mean,
I'm about to say, didn't the women already admit that it was they was technically getting paid to come do massages?
Yeah. But I don't think they were getting paid to put their finger on them and all that kind. I'll spare you all the dirty details if you really.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you got paid for a service, if you just happen to hook up with him after, that's on you.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of those women said it happened multiple times. I'm not going to try to read too much into this because but to me, it looks like if it happened once, maybe twice, then you say, all right, I'm done with that. I'm not going back to give him any more massages. But I don't know.
Can we say this though? I mean, listen, you know, Tim Marty wants to call me a biased Clemson fan a lot of the times, but look, I loved what Deshaun did. Incredible memories as a Clemson Tiger who lit the NFL on fire. But dude, now that they're talking about prostitution charges and sex trafficking, like, dude, I don't see how Deshaun plays football. Like, this has moved far beyond. It's moved far beyond what happened with Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, it's moved far beyond a bunch of different. I mean, dude, say what you want. I mean, look, I can't stand Ben Roethlisberger. I think the man's a hypocrite and overrated. But I mean, if you compare and contrast the number of different stories about each of them, dude, I'm just saying right now. I used to foresee a scenario.
If you have a rape charge,
but I used to be able to see a scenario in which Deshaun might play. Now I'm just like, dude, I don't even see how that happens.
Well, I see the commissioners listing Deshaun Watson's future.
Yeah.
But you also got to remember, back when Ben had his charge on him, they didn't get real strict like they did.
Yeah,
because that was even before the Hardy situation.
But what I will say, though, in Big Ben's case, if you have a rape charge, high school, college, and NFL, you just a rapist.
Well, I mean, he was charged. Was he ever convicted?
Because
it's looking like Deshaun isn't going to be charged. I don't know if he'll be convicted, but I mean, I don't know, man. It's like every time he's in the news, something comes up right behind him that's just like, nah, bro, slow your roll a little bit. Well, look, I just wanted to break that news a little bit. I don't want to derail. I want to keep this about the Panthers. If any of you wanted to jump in on something that you didn't get a chance to talk about, feel free to jump in. I'm going to go ahead and put up the Panthers release our jersey schedule for what we're going to be wearing every game this season. I'll go ahead and throw that up now.
All blacks all year.
Yeah,
I wish.
Yeah, they might die in that September sun.
I don't think they're getting paid millions. They'll be all right.
Yeah, man. So
I like the blue ones. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. So that's another good thing. The last time we played the Cowboys in all blue. Yeah, y'all remember what happened on that day, don't you? I know
Thanksgiving.
Was that Thanksgiving Day game? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We spanked that ass that day.
Hey, let's hope for a repeat performance and hope that we're 4-0 after that point in the game or after that point in the season. But
Luke, I believe that was Tony Romo's last game.
Yeah, they hurt him, didn't they?
Yeah.
He came back and got hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, they rebroke his collarbone that game.
Hey, Cody, is the layout of the uniform here the layout of the schedule as well?
Yeah.
Because I could seriously see us going 8-0, to be truly honest with you. The Eagles are nothing like I'm not worried about the Eagles by any means. The Vikings, maybe something to deal with, Giants, whatever, Falcons, even the Patriots. Yeah, even the Cardinals after that, dude. Dude, even the Redskins, Dolphins, dude, I could seriously see us. We don't have anybody ahead of us up until Buffalo that I think is a real threatening team.
Well, I wouldn't say
week
that.
11.
I agree with you to a point. I wouldn't say that far. I would say our schedule really gets rough around 7, or I'd say around week 8, and that's Atlanta. And it's not because Atlanta in particularly, but from that point forward, we're on the road and we start to play incrementally better teams. I think the Patriots are going to be much improved this year. I think the Cardinals have a loaded defensive roster that looks to be pretty good. Yeah.
Look at those teams and think of their defenses. So Sam Darnold sucks. How long do you think he's going to last?
What, like if it starts off sucking?
Horrible. Yeah, man. Like Washington, probably Buccaneers. Only defense that really should give him problems.
I can see him having a lot of problems with Washington, but I think if Sam really does stink that bad, I could see it after the Eagles game, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe even
That's a good point,
sooner, because at that point they might still be trying to save the season. Like they might see enough in the rest of the players to be like, all right, let's throw in PJ and hope for the best. I could see that potentially happening,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's going to.
No.
I think Sam's going to be better than that.
He should.
So, hey, real quick, I have 2 people that are trying to join, but we only have room for 10 spots. I'm going to rotate some people in and out, so that way we can get some more people in here. But
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off, and I'll catch you guys next Friday night. All right.
All right,
man.
man. I appreciate you stopping by, AJ.
All right. We'll see you.
Yeah, man. Later, dude. All right. So eventually, I'm gonna shuffle some more people in here. But listen, we need to get some female energy on this show, man. We've never had a female voice on the Friday Free For All. It's time to change all that. Sarah, what's going on?
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
It's an SCS takeover, baby.
Yeah, happy you could join us. Happy you could join us.
About time talking about my cats, I'll tell you. Woo.
Yeah, hey man, that's what we've been talking about. We're pumped. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in Panther Nation. It seems like. Did you have anything that you wanted to talk about specifically relating to these Panthers? Or
Well, I know where they're going to be staying for their home games now. I actually have a little bit of intel about what hotel they're staying at, so I might try to see if I can. No, I have a really close person of mine that actually works at one of the hotels in Charlotte, and it just came across his desk the contract for the guys to stay for all the home games. So I'm kind of excited about that. But yeah, he's always had the opportunity of like running across everybody. He's always been in Charlotte, so he's always run across everybody. But I'm just looking forward to this preseason game because honestly, I've been kind of MIA over like like everything else because I was just so pissed off over this past season. So I'm just like, maybe just ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
So I did get a Zylstra's jersey because he's about the only one that I really give a shit about right now.
Okay.
So I'm hoping he'll get some some game time, but I'm just really curious to see what has pulled together in the off season. So I just want to be kind of surprised. And then I'll really start paying attention because Darnold, I don't know about that. I'm just glad there's a quarterback change. I will just say that much.
All right. Speaking of Brandon Zylstra, he's been making some plays at camp. He had a good
man, when he's on the field, he does some great stuff. It's just about getting him on the field. I mean, even last season, I mean, even though he kind of came in after the fact, I mean, the dude's hands, I mean, it was like just the ball just came to him. I mean, it was awesome. So maybe they can put him in the rotation.
He's a better receiver than I thought he was because, Cody, I've been messing with Rashad and David that he was going to get cut off.
Yeah, they love Brandon Zylstra.
Oh, yes. I'm telling you, it's just, I got a little love from him on Twitter, so I'm like, yes.
Sarah, did you have to have that Zylstra uniform custom made because they don't sell it?
No, actually, I bought it off the. No, actually, I bought it. I mean, it was a real deal. I mean, I didn't even have to do anything, but this was kind of like first of the off season, so because I was just like, because I still look at my 59 in the closet and I'm just like. I'm still like, but
can I ask something though to everybody?
Yeah.
Do y'all feel like, because I don't, that Sam Darnold has earned the right to not play Sunday?
No.
All right, so yeah, we're all kind of back and forth on this. I've made my mind known, and that we have so many questions about our depth right now that I have no problem seeing our 2s and 3s battle it out. I understand Matt Rhule not wanting to put Sam behind the backup offensive line. But again, I mean, tell me what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that Sam needs to be out there? And if so, why?
Yeah, because I'm kind of debating, like, are you doing it because the O-line is beat up, or are you doing it because you don't want Darnold to look bad and his confidence get messed up already?
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean, I kind of want to see, what these guys have been working on off season. I want to see some chemistry. I mean, it's to me, it's still up in the air because you have all these guys are coming in, all these different puzzle pieces, and I'm hoping everything fits. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him on the field because I want to see how, if he has an arm or if he's, because I can't deal with another dud this season.
I mean, he brought in based on potential. That's it.
Yeah, I think he should have at least competed with PJ Walker for the job, but he's pretty much been handed the reign from the get-go.
Well, that's why we gave up a second rounder for him. That's why I went to.
But
So
all right,
it's
Team
not so
Money.
much, yeah.
So Team Money, let me kind of pitch
He's
it back
not-
to you.
He hasn't earned
what-
anything.
Yeah, true. What
Yeah.
Team Money? What? So why do you want to see Sam Darnold play, and what would you want to see from him?
I just wanted to see a drive where he don't got to be perfect or get a touchdown or anything like that. I just want to see, I guess, like she said, the chemistry and the cohesiveness. Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what your reads are? That kind of stuff. I'm not saying, oh, if Darnold don't go on a touchdown drive, I'm pissed, or if he don't get a field goal, I'm pissed. It was just, I don't know. I just want to see something.
Well, that's what preseason's all about.
Even all training camp, we've seen good and bad Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Let's face it, the first time we're really going to see Sam Darnold besides week 3 in the preseason is against the Jets.
Yep.
Wouldn't you want to see what this guy has so that way you know what to practice in between weeks? Like, I mean, I know you're playing against our players and whatnot, but it's a light practice. So wouldn't you really want to see how he does against those
Against
other
pressure?
teams just to really see? Yeah, exactly. Because that's
even
where
though we
that's where
are
it showed last season.
even though we are scrimmaging the Colts and the Ravens, and I know that's Matt Rhule's point, at the end of the day, he knows he's not getting hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean during practice, you wouldn't be able to control that. Dude, did y'all see Cam almost get destroyed by Chase Young last night?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard about it.
he got waylaid. I mean,
Yeah,
it brought back Super Bowl 50 memories.
Oh, dude.
It did.
Dude, there's nothing more
Drama.
football season than a tackle missing a block for Cam Newton, dude. That's how you know football season is upon us. But hey, let me. I want to try and get everybody in on this. Cole Allen, do you think Sam needs to play some of this preseason, or are you okay with being hesitant and not playing him so much?
Yeah, he's got to play some of this preseason. We need to see what he has in him and see what he can actually do before we start the regular season. He's got to play some.
Okay. But and again, for clarification's sake here too, is that they're not playing him in week 1 or week 2. By week 3 of the preseason, they do it and intend to get him some snaps during the preseason. But a lot of people are wanting to see it sooner than that. Let's do a quick vote here. Who here is in favor of seeing Sam play more than just week 3? Say aye or raise your hand. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3.
I am.
4, 5. Okay, 6. Hey, that's a majority of you right there. Everybody wants to see Sam.
I think we want him to prove himself. Like I
well-
said, I mean, training camp's one thing, but when you're actually on the field, that's a totally different ball game, shall we say?
Just a couple of drives each game.
Yeah. And well, can I?
And even that, if your first game is week 3, that means your first live action is going to be against TJ Watt.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. But can I just say that with him starting preseason, while I want to see it, it doesn't really matter. We picked up Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's going to be our starting quarterback starting out. So whether I see it for now or the first game of the season, it really doesn't matter to me. He's going to be the starting quarterback. Now, I get, you want to get him some reps in against starters, but we all know, even if it's game 3 where maybe the starters go the whole first half, that's not NFL football. That's not as fast as the game is. They're not playing with as much motion. So while you may be able to see him in week 3, you take the risk of him being injured for a game that doesn't matter and that everybody's not playing at their full potential. So for me, it doesn't really matter. While it'd be cool to see Sam Darnold before that, just to get a preview of what he might be capable of, I've got footage of him playing years before to see that. So, I mean, he's going to be the starter regardless. It doesn't matter to me.
And don't we also think that there's something to be said about taking as much time as possible to really ingratiate Sam into the offense, to make sure that he's ready, really have him go through the playbook. I mean, yeah, you can say that training camp is a part of that very process I'm describing, but again, knowing how much we're going to be asking from Sam this year, and how pretty much all of us think that our season hinges on what Sam Darnold can do for us, I don't mind them kind of taking a more chilled back, tepid approach and not wanting to rush things. Like, especially us as Panther fans, we're so desperate to see football to get some kind of vindication on whether Sam Darnold is trash or he's incredible. Like, we want to see him now, yesterday. But
that's also, they don't help with that because we see so little of practice.
Yeah, we just see clips and little bits and pieces.
And even the clips that they post, they haven't posted any 11-on-11 work against the Colts. It's all one-on-ones and CMC going against linebackers. We know that's food. I mean, it don't matter who the quarterback is in that situation. We can have Cody go out there and throw it to CMC one-on-one with a linebacker.
That's right. And you know what? I do a better damn job than Teddy Bridgewater too. Hey, listen, if you haven't,
he's got some wheels on him too now. He can run.
I got the wheels, I got the arm talent, baby. What you need, bro? I got it, dude. Listen, let me tell you, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Dude, we want to make sure that every Panther YouTuber and everyone here at C3, all the Panthers YouTubers, we're trying to grow Panther Nation, man. And that's what this is all about, man. So hit the like, hit the subscribe. Do it for the Panthers, man. Keep pounding. Yeah. You already know what it is.
Let me throw a question out for you.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I watched clips of like everybody else did of the Colts practice today. Steve Smith is like everywhere up there.
Yeah.
And I thought they had a lot of fights up there. And I thought it was telling that after Steve Smith talked to Shy Smith gets aggravated and jumps, from my understanding, goes from one practice field to the other practice field and pops a Colt player and then runs back. I mean, in this process, it starts a big old waylay. You reckon Shy Smith's got a lot of Steve in him?
Dude, you know he wants to live up to that last name, man.
Yeah.
If your last name is going to be Smith and you're a Panthers receiver, bro, you better have some balls on you, dude.
I wonder if he asked for 89.
And but by the way, while we're on that topic, I want to give some credit and some kudos to Matt Rhule, because at his press conference, they asked Matt Rhule what he thought about all the fighting at practice today. And he's like, just play football. I don't care. As long as it doesn't go into something crazy, then I don't care about a few fights here and there. And, dude, I love that answer from Matt Rhule, because it's like, yeah, dude, it's hot as hell. People are going to fight. It is what it is, man. As long as they're not out there, absolutely acting a fool. I love that he knows that men will be men, dude, and football players are gonna get into fights when it's 105 outside.
It's got that emotion going on.
You can fight, just don't spin the ball after you catch it.
Dude, you know what? As soon as you said that, the first thing that I thought of is that's like a Bill Belichick move right there. To just say that, that's like a Bill Belichick move, and I'm okay with that.
I believe we can pretty much guess our wide receivers this year are going to be, of course, the top three, but it's going to be Shy Smith, Brandon Zilcher, and that Sanders kid that everybody's really super high on.
So they actually released the depth chart, and if I remember correctly, Zilcher wasn't on the wide receiver roster, but he was on special teams.
Well, yeah.
So who's to say they aren't going to just shuffle him in from time to time?
But I feel like more so than other teams, we do.
Omar Bayless too. Everybody was saying Omar Bayless was having a really good training camp, and a lot of people were really wanting him to step up too. I mean, we only have so many spots.
Doesn't this happen every year, though? Doesn't everybody have an amazing training camp every year? I mean, like, you can look at every team. You never see, oh, so-and-so looked really bad today at training camp. You may see that once, but it's always everybody has a great training camp. And it's like, okay, let me get to the regular season. Even preseason doesn't impress me. I've seen players look amazing in the preseason, go 4-0, and then just take a dump when the regular season comes. So,
but not even that. I think it's more so. I feel like we, more than any other team, I feel like we always cut some dudes who could be some good receivers just because they don't play special teams. And I think that's what's going to happen to Omar Bayless. And I think that's what's going to happen to, what's the guy from Ohio State, CJ Sanders. Because they don't play special teams, even though they've been impressing at receiver, they might get cut. Rather than somebody like Zylstra or Cannon, since Cannon's supposedly a receiver now, they gonna make the team.
But isn't that the name of the game? I mean, realistically, if you're gonna be the fourth or fifth receiver, okay, you're probably not going to play at all throughout the year. And if you do very, very little, if you are going to have that guy, you'd want to have a guy who you could use on like a dual purpose, like special teams too. I get what you're saying, but it feels like to me that's just the name of the game. That's just business. If you're better at more than one thing, you're more valuable, period.
But then that hurts us when our receivers or anybody gets banged up, because now we got guys who's not really real receivers. And that's how you end up with a Kalen Clay as your receiver or a Burson.
But is Omar Bayless that much better than Zylstra? That's the question. If you're right about that, if they're like hand over foot better than the guys they're picking that can also play special teams. But if it's only a small difference and they're probably not going to play anyway, I'd go with the guys that can play multiple positions. Just me.
So now,
right. I mean, I'm just saying, every time I've seen an Omar Bayless clip, he's getting open and he's beating guys. Even the number one guys, I've seen him beat JC on routes and stuff.
Yeah, he might just get cut for need.
Getting beat all the time. Yeah.
Just because you balling doesn't mean you make the team. They can cut you just for a need from another position.
Well, listen, right now, Omar Bayless and Brandon Zylstra are both listed as fourth string wide receivers right now. And by the way, I mentioned this last Friday free for all, but I really don't like this designation of them listing a right tight end and a left tight end. Like, we know we're going to have more than two receivers on the field. We know Terrace Marshall is going to be on the field. So, I mean, essentially you're bumping all of these up. Right now, Brandon Zylstra appears to be third string. And Omar Bayless is probably going to be in that same kind of ballpark, man. Listen, there's
the preseason depth charts don't mean anything.
Brandon Zylstra, Omar Bayless, and Keith Kirkwood, they all have a bunch of fans, and one of that group is going to be very much in their feelings.
Yeah,
I don't know if Keith Kirkwood has a big fan, but I think that's more coaches than anything.
True. What about David Moore? I mean, is David Moore going to be a legitimate contributor for us this year? Like,
I've been hearing nothing from him since he signed.
Yeah, I haven't really heard a lot from him either.
The only thing I've heard a lot about him is involving punt returns. He seems to be our primary punt returner, or at least in camp right now. Now, preseason could change all that because Chuba Hubbard supposedly in this little workout took a kickoff to the house.
Yeah, he took a kickoff. He had a kickoff return for a touchdown, and on the next kickoff, he took it back like 50 yards. And apparently, all the Colts fans there were all pissed off about it too. Yeah. Chuba Hubbard's starting to flash, and I'm happy.
I'd like to see what he does in a real game.
But even if we're going by that, Reggie Bonifant really is still the backup in the middle?
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
No,
I can.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I talked about it on Tuesday. So this is Reggie's last year with us. Have him be the backup. Let him get all, like, as much as I like Reggie and I don't want to do that to him because I always thought that he was a solid backup. Run him into the ground this year, and then, I mean, you aren't going to get anything for him because it's his last year. But now you have a rookie that's been sitting behind Christian McCaffrey and Reggie, who can come in and be your second string running back.
But Reggie's not even a running back by trade.
No.
Even coming out of Louisville, he was what? They technically use him as quarterback until they got Lamar, running back, and receiver.
He was
Yeah.
sort of similar
I'd rather have a
to,
true backup running back.
He was similar to how Ohio State used Curtis Samuel as like that running back kind of receiver kind of position.
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know if he's done good things for us in the past. I really like Chuba Hubbard coming out of college, and I have hope that he's going to be that guy that we're going to be able to sub in and take some pressure off of Christian. Because Christian needs a guy
Chuba messed
to be able to
himself
sub
up by
in.
staying a year too long.
Say that one more time.
I said Chuba messed himself up by staying a year too long.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people have been saying too. Yep.
I run for 2,000 yards. I can want all the education in the world, but I'm going to the league.
Well, a lot of dudes, they go back to try and improve their draft stock, and they think that a year will do them better. And sometimes that does happen, but then sometimes it also.
How much better are you going to do than 2,000 yards?
But I've heard a lot more about Rodney Smith than I have Brandon or Reggie Bonifant in camp, though.
That's true. I've heard a little bit on Reggie, but I've definitely heard more on him.
And granted, though, I think he got hurt today, so maybe not serious, but he got banged up quite a bit today.
Which one?
I feel like Reggie's still on the team from that.
Rodney
Who was it? What was the game? That Jacksonville run.
I'll look it up right now.
Say it one more time, but what Jacksonville thing?
I feel like the Jacksonville run is the only reason why he's still on the team. That's the thing with us. Somebody do something one time, like they're
here forever.
For you.
Yeah. We love them forever.
Well, let's hope Will Greer don't go out and throw a 50-yard bomb come tomorrow against four stringers. He's liable to be here forever.
And that's another thing, dude. If Will Greer has a bad game on Sunday, like, does he even make it to the end of the preseason? Because I'm thinking the homeboy isn't long for us, man. Like, I really just don't think that that Will Greer has a future with his football team.
I think
they want to.
I think the weapons like Will Greer. Even when they working out in the offseason, who do we see in all the workout videos?
Yeah, that's true. We see Will Greer.
He's going to start second preseason, I think.
Probably, I can see that one happening. It's the same thing that the Broncos are doing.
Yeah.
The Broncos are playing. They're playing lock to start off with in their first game, and then they're starting Teddy in their second.
Well, the thing
I played this earlier. This is Will Greer throwing an interception right into double coverage against the Colts today. I mean, the dude can throw the ball deep, but he just really, it doesn't have the touch and the timing and the accuracy. And I'm just afraid that if you haven't been able to beat out a hurt Cam Newton, Kyle Allen, Taylor Heineke, Teddy Bridgewater, and now PJ Walker, and it's like we're still going through these same motions. I don't know, unless we just love him because
to me that looks like you thinking that your arm is better than what it is. You think you can drop it in before the safety get over there.
Well, everybody. You can look at Peyton Manning has throws like that. Everybody has throws like that.
And it's training camp. Like, I don't want to overreact, but also we can't pretend like we haven't seen him do this in a football game too. Like, just not being decisive with this.
I've seen Aaron Rodgers do it too. That's the thing.
Maybe he struggles against
Jake Malone made a career out of doing that.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing with Greer too is I think he's definitely staying for the duration of his contract. We've got him on his rookie deal. You're not going to get him any cheaper. You're not. If after his rookie year's over, we're done with him, then let him go. But we've already got him for 2 more years. Is it 2 more years on his rookie deal? Just keep him. Just why not? He's a backup plan. We know if you don't feel like he's starting quarterback, that's not what we have him there for. We have him there to be a backup guy. That if our starting guy that we feel like is going to take us to the promised land goes down, we have somebody that can come in and at least throw the ball.
Yeah, just like you said, Sam, he's definitely the starter. So these 2 games, they're gonna give him all the snaps so they can get all the looks at him. And if somebody's got to go, somebody's got to go. But I could see.
Only reason why I would maybe sign a vet is because Sam Darnold never played all 16.
Yeah,
That's why you got
PJ.
PJ.
Trust PJ and Will Grier to play 2-3 games.
Nobody on the roster. Nobody on the roster played 16 games.
That's the question that I've been posing. Like, are we all okay going into the season with just PJ Walker being our backup in case Sam Darnold goes down?
And we have to be real about that Detroit game. Wasn't their quarterback hurt? He had a hurt throwing hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it was his thumb.
Yeah, maybe I know he started the game.
He was missing his number 1 receiver too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the defense won us that game.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Well, bottom line is, I'm okay with Will Grier. I'm okay with PJ Walker being my backup quarterback because I expect them to be a backup quarterback. Now, which means I expect Sam Darnold to play better than both of them. If that doesn't happen, I'll be a little upset about that. But I'm walking into the season with PJ Walker or Will Grier as a backup quarterback role, and I'm fine with either one of those guys. Because I think both of those guys fill that position as a backup quarterback quite nicely.
We got to be fine with it. Yep. The free agents right now, we got I looked at it earlier. It's like Jamie Newman, Robert Griffin III, Alex Smith.
And RG3 is going to ESPN now, right? I heard that he's starting to do the broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Isn't Matt Moore a free agent?
I thought he was hurt.
I thought I saw his name on there.
None of these names make me feel better than PJ Walker does.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's like, I don't know. Someone earlier mentioned Blake Bortles. Would you be okay if Blake Bortles came
No,
in?
because he's going to cost more than either one of these other guys.
I'd rather rehire Joe Webb.
What has Sam Darnold done that Blake Bortles hasn't?
Hey, that's a damn. Hey, that I can't say nothing to that, man. Blake Bortles has been to a playoff game.
Almost a Super Bowl.
Halfway play quarterback.
Yeah, but the thing is, we have Sam for 2 years, so why sign Blake Bortles at that point? I mean, how old is he now?
He's that old.
Yeah, he's not that old, but he's not a young spring chicken either.
No.
Yeah.
No, and let's face it, this team want a young quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want a veteran like that. They don't want an Aaron Rodgers. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to have Aaron Rodgers, but they don't want an older quarterback like that. They want someone that's in there. So why would you need one? You already have Grier for the next 2 years, and you already have PJ, who was the star of the XFL.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, too, that is PJ is starting against the Colts, and that's his old team. So now we have 2 potential comeback stories this year, or rivalry stories, with Sam Darnold and the Jets, and now PJ Walker and the Colts.
By the way, PJ Walker is 26 years old.
Is he only 26?
Yep.
Yeah.
On
Blake
26,
Bortles
man.
29.
Blake Bortles, 29.
That's why, I was
Blake's
talking about Blake
29.
Bortles. Yeah.
I mean, maybe after roster cuts, but at the same time, I'd say put that money to something better, like Brian Burns or.
Yeah.
I agree. Do you see Blake Bortles improving our team?
Joshua
That's the question.
Dobbs.
And I don't.
No.
Nah.
No, I mean, listen. If we were going to massively upgrade our quarterback room, then we should have done so through the draft or bring in a real big name free agent. Which, by the way, shout out to New Daddio. Shout out to New Daddio in the chat. Listen, the Panthers, they were all in on Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we kind of forget.
I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah,
me too.
The Rams came in and swooped Matthew Stafford out from under us. And if they hadn't have done so, the Panthers would have given up their 8th overall pick and a bunch more to have Matthew Stafford on the team this year.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that would have been a recipe for disaster.
Yeah,
It would have been.
So again, and I forget who said this earlier. A lot of people are already kind of concerned about our front office's ability to evaluate the quarterback position. I don't know if there's any. I don't know if that's a legitimate criticism
and
or
their left
not yet.
tackle.
Yeah, for sure, left tackle and quarterback position. Until we know that both of those are fixed, then they definitely got both of those, wrong. At least until someone steps up and proves that they can hold it down.
Hey, fellas, it's a good stopping point for me. I gotta let you know it's 8:30. I gotta get out of here. Appreciate you having me on. Gotta go get the other show ready. So, always fun talking Panthers football. And
hey man, plug all your stuff, man. Let them know where they can find you and what y'all do, man.
Definitely, man. Yeah, we had a good turnout last week. I know we showed up here, and a couple of fellas from here came in on to check out my show. We go live every Friday night, so 30 minutes from now on YouTube, Eastern Standard Time. Super Civil Servants Podcast. You can see me and Sarah Taylor here. Tonight we got a big show. We got a Bad Batch finale talking about that show concluding this evening. Premiere of Stargirl Season 2, premiere of Lower Deck Season 2, premiere of What If Season 1, premiere of Titans Season 3. It's been a big week, and we're going to talk about all that in about 30 minutes on Super Civil Servants Podcast. So if y'all get done here and you want to come check us out, come hang out in the chat room, come talk these shows with us, and we'll have a good time just like this.
Come on, fellas. I'll be looking for you because, like I said, Titans, that's my jam. That's how I got started in this.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to talk about.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I'll get a little more animated.
I'm catching up on Titans right now. And then eventually I plan to talk some What If with y'all.
Oh,
because I have a lot of thoughts after that.
You need to catch up on Titans seriously, though, Cody, because Season 3, catch up on Titans and start Season 3.
Yeah, I'm almost done.
Can't wait to talk about it.
That Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, yes, another good one to watch.
Yeah,
another
for
really
sure.
good one.
I'm gonna catch up, and I'll definitely join y'all on the Super Civil Servants. I appreciate y'all for joining us today, man.
Thanks for having us, man. And
what's up, fellas? And here we are to a good season. Bye.
See you later, guys.
Peace out.
See you later.
So, all right, I got some more people to add right into this. We got Steve from Myrtle Beach and QT0 holding it down from the West Coast. Better known as the left coast. What's up, bro?
What's up with y'all?
Dude, chilling, talking some Panthers, y'all. Steve, you there, brother? We'll go to Steve in a minute.
Oh, what a kid.
But, hey, man, listen, this is the Friday free-for-all. I'm hosting, but this is for y'all, man. Is there anything in particular that any of y'all want to talk about or hit on or discuss?
I just want to say,
go ahead.
The Falcons are being shut out right now in their first preseason game.
Oh, I forgot that was
they're down 13-0.
Yeah, they're looking really bad.
Their backup quarterback looks terrible. He looks terrible.
Who's playing tonight?
Tennessee and Atlanta are playing. I know Buffalo and Detroit, I think.
Can I talk about that comment right there, though?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Why? I don't understand as far as the logic of PJ has upside. PJ is already won, like, what, almost or daggone near 30 years old. Is he has upside because we saw him in the XFL?
He just really
he's only 26.
So we feel like PJ can become the franchise quarterback. Because I don't.
I don't see it.
I don't think he can become the franchise quarterback, but I think he would be the best backup on our roster. I mean, the only way that he could become the starter, in my opinion, is if Sam fell flat on his face and PJ completely balled out in the first game against the Colts.
He's got a higher ceiling.
And then whenever else they decide to play him.
Yeah.
He's got a higher ceiling than who? I heard somebody say that.
Will Greer.
PJ definitely has a higher ceiling than Will Greer.
You don't think that PJ has a higher ceiling than
Hold on.
Why has
Will Greer been throwing them things, though?
What has PJ done?
Okay, how about this?
Yeah,
PJ Walker has at least won a game as the starting quarterback for the Panthers. Like, what is
He
Will
won a
Greer?
game that the defense pitched a shutout.
That game too.
Yeah, our
Hold
defense
on. And in
balled
all
out.
fairness, okay, like I brought up, okay, PJ got brought in from the XFL and was with the team with no offseason whatsoever. And while he also sat behind Teddy Bridgewater, who needed to get accustomed to the starters. So he didn't really play with any of the starters at all before his game against the Lions. I mean, he had a
The
couple of
defense
snaps,
won
but
that
that was
game,
about
by
it.
the way. The defense won that game.
It definitely won.
I'm gonna say
but
the defense
also-
pitched a shutout.
But are we
The
also
defense
not
won that
going to
game.
pretend like PJ Walker letting the arm loose and throwing those deep balls to DJ Moore and Curtis
He
Samuel?
made like
guys.
what, one or
That's
two
something
throws the
that
whole
we didn't
game.
see the entire time. At least we've seen PJ Walker make a big play. We've never seen
That's
Will
true.
Greer make
That's
a
true.
big play for us.
That's true.
Like
Hey,
Will Greer, like everybody wants to give Will Greer so many chances. Dude, he has yet to win a single quarterback battle.
And he's
so-
scared. He's scared when he go out there. He looks scared. You know what I
Of
mean?
course,
didn't
I mean,
scale up
right
that
now
game.
he didn't lose a battle. Right now, what?
He didn't go through
He
quarterbacks
was
too.
scared in
last
practice
year either.
too. I ain't gonna lie.
Why is PJ starting this Sunday over Will Greer?
If you go by Matt Rhule's depth chart, ain't they both QB2?
Yep.
Supposedly,
Yeah,
but
but I
do
mean,
you
what's
really
that- what's
rank
that-
PJ
what's that-
and Will Greer the same?
I don't think it's so much that PJ just has so much more upside than Will Greer.
PJ has shown that he has had the upside, while Will Greer has not. Granted, he has not been given
he made
a real
one throw?
opportunity other than against the 49ers. They went to the Super Bowl that year.
Because you made one throw.
He got the start, man.
Who got one throw?
PJ.
PJ had more than one throw. He had a whole game.
Yeah,
He had a
He
whole
was
game
not
to show
lights
what
out in that game that we won last year.
No,
he wasn't,
threw
but
two
he
interceptions.
didn't have any time with the starters. No time
And
whatsoever.
nobody was saying that PJ was lights out, but he has still been undeniably better than Will Greer has been for us. Like,
So to be
Will Greer hasn't
QB2 of
done
the
it.
Carolina Panthers, you just got to make two throws.
Well,
Because
I
I
game.
can loosen up right now, and I got you. I can make one 50-yard throw.
but Timo, you're on Twitter like I am. Have you seen any reports of Will Greer lighting it up? I have.
From what I've
have
seen,
seen
both
those
of them's
reports
been
of
struggling.
PJ.
Hey, if it was up to me, we would replace them both. To be
Hey,
bluntly
that's
honest.
Thank you.
That's right.
But,
Whoever said that,
You know, I mean, I'd call the Steelers and say, I'll give you 2 for 1. That's me. I would call it, I'll give you 2 for 1 because
And not even for Haskins.
Joshua Dobbs
I'd
played
do
in the
2
league
for 1 for
before,
Dobbs.
and he's looked pretty decent.
Hey, I'm gonna hop out. I got food on the way. So
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I appreciate you jumping in, Zach, man.
man.
Do you have anything you
Had a
want
blast.
Yeah, you have anything you want to say before you jump out?
I'm good. Y'all have fun. And keep pounding.
Keep pounding, man. I appreciate
Peace
it.
out.
Until next Friday,
See you.
dude. Love you, Zach. Peace, bud. All right, continue. Y'all were saying something.
I was just saying, I agree with I agree that I would do 2 for 1 with the Steelers. Not even for Haskins. I'd do 2 for 1 for Mason Rudolph or Josh Dobbs.
Just a quick update. According to Twitter, Panay Sewell is getting beat pretty badly by some Falcons D-line.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
I thought Atlanta was playing Tennessee.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Atlanta playing Tennessee. I don't know who Detroit playing.
Oh, okay. Excuse me. That was Buffalo's defensive line. Maybe that's why he's getting beat pretty good. Buffalo.
Okay, I'm about to say Buffalo D line good though.
Yeah, so.
Well, I mean, he's
but
raw,
they're saying
but
he's getting beat up bad.
he's a
Well,
rookie.
they just said he allowed a couple sacks. I haven't seen the play myself yet, but
I'm gonna have to go look at that.
I'm
what the
sure
Niners
he's
doing
down
out there.
I ain't
But
gonna
the
lie,
way they
I'd
was
rather
acting
watch y'all
about
than watch some sorry ass Falcon game though, man. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. So I'm fuck with y'all right now.
yeah, I'm not worried about the Falcons. The only person on the Falcons that bothers me is the running back. That's because
Come on, dog.
No, that's not the only person that bothers me on the Falcons.
Mike Davis.
No, Kyle Pitts.
Oh, but that's not the running back. That's the tight end.
We
I
just
know,
beat up.
but that's what I'm saying.
If we beat up their quarterback, they ain't got nobody else out there. Because it's definitely quarterback. So.
Who is their backup, anyways?
I don't think they have a job anymore.
They definitely don't have a lot of depth at the running back position. I mean, literally, Mike Davis was their big signing at running back after what he did for us last year. So,
hey, that boy did his thing too, though. That boy did his thing.
Yo, he did, man. Especially when Christian went down. That's another player I don't want to see take one snap in the preseason.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Christian better not sniff the preseason field, dude.
Felipe Franks and AJ McCarron.
I think they may just to help Sam. When Sam plays, Christian might play.
Panther Rhule, is that their backup quarterback or running backs?
Oh, that's their quarterback.
So they don't have anybody for
AJ
backup.
McCarron and Felipe Franks. That's it. They
I
don't have
remember
a
Felipe Franks. He
Or
was
they
supposed to
got-
be a goat.
Isn't he a rookie?
Felipe? I think so.
Yeah. AJ McCarron's probably their top backup.
He threw an interception.
Yeah, it's dude, all it does is vindicate me even more. I had Rashawn Slater rated as my #1 left tackle, and apparently that dude has been lights out so far in training camp. It can't, it's still too early. Everybody's all reactionary to training camp. Hey, QT, bro, what you think about Sam Darnold not playing the preseason in week 1 and week 2?
I got two sides on it. All right, obviously I'm scarred from Cam Newton being injured in motherfucking preseason. So so that shit fuck with me, right? You know what I mean? But at the same time, and it's only as a fan though, I want to see this. The coaches should know what the fuck he is or not. You know what I'm saying? So I guess it's just as a fan, I really want to see some. But the coaches, they got the joint practices and shit, so they see what's up. So they should know. So really, it's just me as a fan that wants to see him play in the whole shit. So really, he doesn't even need to step on the field. He really don't. Coaches see what's up. They know what he is and what he ain't. You know what I mean?
But honestly, I don't know. I guess that comes to how much do you trust in Matt Rhule, because according to Matt Rhule, Sam Darnold ain't had but one bad day. Every other time it ain't his fault.
Hey, Matt Rhule is the savior, and motherfucking Trade Daddy's the GOAT, bro. That's all I gotta say.
Dude, but
believe
we
in him
never.
too.
We never. I don't think we got your opinion on this earlier. Did you think that the coaches are just gonna make excuses for Sam Darnold? Because I think they were making excuses for Bridgewater last year.
They probably are. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's
probably.
just like a social type of thing. They probably are, but you know what I mean? Like it's for the better. It's to make sure his confidence is good, to make sure when Sam don't look on the internet and shit throughout all this camp shit, he don't look on the internet and see his coaches talking shit about him. And that's all it really is. You know what I mean?
And I think they have to, because our fan base is so negative.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Preach.
If Darnold came out tomorrow, when we play Sunday, and threw an interception, oh my God.
Oh yeah,
everybody would be ready to faint, bro.
Yeah, it'll be. We should have took Fields, and
I'm okay. I'm okay to sorry to interrupt, but I'm okay to see a motherfucking throw an interception. I seen him throw his first motherfucking game. His first throw, wasn't it? It wasn't an interception, and he won that game. So I'm okay with him doing that. It's just, what is he gonna do after the interception? You feel me?
Yeah, but most of our fan base, the casual part of our fan base, is not that logical.
Well, just like PJ Walker. PJ Walker threw 2 picks and 1 touchdown, and everybody's still talking about put him in. Like, I don't know. I'm reading between
That's
the
what
lines
I
on
be
that.
saying.
And like but like what? So if fucking what's his face? If he throws 2 picks and one touchdown, still wins that game, what are you gonna say about Sam?
Facts. And we have to remember, again, the casual part of our fan base, the best quarterback we've ever had in franchise history, the casual fan wanted to get rid of him his whole career.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm not giving a damn about what these casual fans think, man. Like, I'm
But
happy
neither
that
does
our
Sam Darnold.
coaches. I'm happy that our coaches are like. People are gonna say that they're making excuses for Sam Darnold. I don't buy it, dude. Like until I see them actively covering up for plays that are 100% on Sam, then everybody gets the benefit of the doubt until I see meaningful football. And everybody wants that Brett Favre gunslinger, but they don't want the interceptions that come with it, right? So
They want Patrick Mahomes.
Like we're gonna have, we want our cake and eat it too. Like last year,
It's some very special gunslingers who haven't had a lot of interceptions with a lot of touchdowns, and that's like Aaron Rodgers.
I hope he throw interceptions to keep it real in the best of ways, because I want him to make every risky throw that Teddy Bridgewater didn't make. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, if we want a better quarterback than Teddy Bridgewater, we have to have a quarterback that's willing to pull the trigger.
I don't want no pussy ass.
Scam money don't make no money.
Yeah, bro.
I only have really 2 rules when it comes to interceptions. Don't throw interceptions in the red zone, and don't throw interceptions when we're in bad field position. If we're on our own 20, don't throw interceptions. That's probably guaranteed points. And if we're in the red zone and you throw an interception, you're taking points off the table. But in between the 20s, once you get past the 20 or you farther from the 20, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, the red zone, and that's where PJ Walker, if we're going to talk about what PJ did wrong, that's where he was terrible. He would throw those red zone interceptions, and dude, you just can't have it.
Yeah,
right
you know.
there.
Yeah.
But also, I'm hoping that our run game is going to be good enough to be able to take a lot of the load off when we are in that 20-yard.
Hey, speaking on that, right? Why is Bonifant second string though?
I said that earlier.
Dude, I don't think that's going to last
We
too
can
long.
be on the same page so
I
much.
don't think that's going to last too long. I think Chuba Hubbard's going to take over, man. He had a great day
I hope
today.
so. I hope so. Hey, week 1 of preseason better prove that bitch.
Right, and bro, see, that's why I'm not really tripping off of the Panthers not playing their ones like that. We have
I don't
so
put a lot
many
of
players that got to prove something.
Yeah, I don't put a lot of faith in that depth chart. I just don't.
I
really don't.
And who?
I done that
The depth chart. The unofficial depth chart.
Yeah, because like you pointed out earlier, that tight end, you got 2 sections of tight ends. I mean, that's got 6 tight ends listed. We know we ain't gonna keep 6 tight ends. I mean, it would be dumb if we
Probably
did.
should.
But half of them tight ends they got listed can't even catch a good passes in the training camp, much less actual game.
I think we probably only keep 3, maybe 4.
Yeah,
tight
ends, maybe 3.
I
just don't think we've got talent enough tight ends.
I think 4.
Hey,
I think Tommy, Ian, of course Dan, and I feel like Steven Sullivan might be the sleeper.
Hey, real quick, let me do this right quick. Let me add Dave to the stream from PNP. Dave, what it is?
What's up with PNP though?
What's up? What's up?
Dave?
What's up?
Yo.
What's up, guys?
Chilling, bro. Hey, man, just
no
in
whiskey.
time, dude.
You fucking with no whiskey tonight, dude?
Oh yeah, I am. Oh, I am. I'm gonna finish up my bottle tonight, so we gonna close it out tonight.
Hey, it's one of them kind of nights.
What kind of whiskey you got?
But Dave, let me continue to jump in on this, bro.
Sorry.
We're not playing Sam Darnold.
I know.
Week 1 or 2, we're gonna be playing our ones and our twos.
It's confirmed that he's not playing week 2. I thought they said that might still be an option for week 2.
It's not confirmed on week 2. They said that they're thinking about not playing him on week 2.
I don't.
That's insane.
But if you're using the reasoning because you're scrimmaging another team, then I mean, you kind of confirming that.
I think it's a mistake, bro. I think I understand why you don't play in week 1, but I think it's a mistake if you don't play in week 2. I think it's a mistake for not
about week 1.
No, I think it's a mistake for playing week 1 too, but I might have some level of understanding because I feel like they haven't, like Darnold hasn't played a full season, so they're trying to keep this man in a bubble. So I can understand why, but I'm more concerned about the fact that there's no reps. He needs.
You think
reps.
it's his body or his confidence? I think it's the confidence.
I think it's a combination of both.
Hey,
Like,
Sam
I
looking
think
confident. Hey, fuck what y'all
Then he
talking
needs
about.
to go.
Sam been looking good.
I'm sorry.
You can look good in shorts all the hell you want. I need you to look good in front of in a game. I need you to look good with your pass with another opponent.
But
And we might not be able to see that till against the Steelers.
What do you think would be the benefit of it? What would you be hoping to see from Sam in like 1 or 2 vanilla offensive drives in preseason?
A confidence booster.
No, for me, it's about a combination of things, right? I want to see Sam with that offensive line against a defense. Like, I need to see that.
Hey,
Like,
can I cut you off real quick, please? Sorry. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real, fam. Hey, what if he looked great? What if he looks great? What if we put Sam out there in the preseason game and he looks great? All right. Now we got motherfucking blueprint on how to fuck with our homie on week 1, though. You feel me?
Not really, because you can go for a touchdown drive without really pulling out anything fancy.
No, that's just how you think about it. If you put out the blueprint, what happened to Teddy? Okay, we were winning a couple games, but then the blueprint was out there, right?
I don't think it's the blueprint.
But you know what?
It was more so Teddy's
bro, we
You're
can't.
also playing a bunch of vanilla
We're like, look. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We benefit from having an easy schedule starting out. Like, we got the Jets at home, then we got the Saints the following week. The Saints, Jameis is not a slouch, but they're not gonna have a number 1 wide receiver at that point. So from the standpoint of that, like,
I hate when we say that though. Can I cut you off? I hate when we say that though. Like we didn't lose to them twice last year without me.
But the thing is, bro, like, I think the Saints, that game is winnable. That game is winnable.
I agree, but I'm just saying when Panther fans.
But my point is that we're benefiting from the fact that we got the first 3 weeks are pretty damn easy, right? From a standpoint, like we just did a show with a Colts podcast, and he named his first 5 weeks, and I'm praying for him. They could legitimately start 0-5.
Yeah.
Like, they got some tough opponents in their first 5 weeks. We don't. So, like, from that standpoint, in my head, I'm thinking, all right, I think I would like Sam to not be trying to figure this shit out week 1. I would like him to be prepared. And I don't think him going up against the backups on the Steelers, because we know the Steelers ain't going to play their guys week 3. That ain't wise.
But
that's going to give him a false confidence.
Can't I say that that's the argument for why you don't have to rush Sam into the preseason? Like, it's not like we're going up against a murderer's row. We're going up against a rebuilding Jets team. We're going up against a Saints team that, frankly, we have no idea what they're going to be. Houston is all up and down. And then we go into Dallas, and again, who knows if Dak Prescott is even going to be healthy? He's already dealing with a bunch of injuries. So the fact that we have such an easy schedule, that kind of says to me, dude, get him
the
some
reps,
time
bro.
and get him in.
We need the reps, man, and we need the reps against some starting folks. We need the reps against some defense, and I need to see that offensive line.
Yeah, it's not just Sam. Darnold, even against the Colts, Darnold's dropped nearly everything's thrown to him. Now, granted, he's getting beat up in his process. Well, he's lighter than most tight ends anyway. So we got to make sure that he can handle the beating, because he's looked good in training camp, except for when he's facing a different set of jerseys.
I just don't think he's earned it.
And I've heard a lot of that too, man.
And who do we have other than him? Ian Thomas?
I asked this question. I asked this question an hour ago. I'm gonna ask this question to you guys. Did Teddy play the first preseason game?
They didn't have any.
We didn't have a preseason.
We didn't even have.
Oh, that is
preseason.
right. They didn't have one.
Yeah, we did. We didn't have preseason.
Which is
We didn't
also
have
my
one,
argument.
David. I've been meaning to tell you that shit when I saw you say that shit in the show. We didn't have no preseason game.
And hold
Yo,
on.
I forgot, dude. Look, it's a blur, bro.
We didn't have no preseason.
And that's also been my argument with PJ Walker too, is the fact that he didn't have any sort of offseason build chemistry with anybody on the team.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, and we said this in the show earlier
He
today
did look
too.
good with the Raiders.
That we said this earlier too. Like, we got to figure out who the hell our backup is too. So I can kind of understand why you don't play Sam, because you got to figure out who the hell his backup is.
Yeah.
Like, you got to, because I've said it. Sam hasn't played all the games of the season yet. He hasn't played a full 60 game season yet. So it's likely we're likely going to see. Well, I talked about it in fantasy months ago, but we're likely going to see either PJ Walker or Will Grimm start 2 to 3 games, maybe 4. So, like,
if it's about finding our backup, I'm cool. If it's about protecting his mental makeup, I'm not cool with that.
It's tough, dude. I see both sides of this. Like,
you gotta play that man, yo. Like, the man's going into a brand new offense. He's got new weapons. We keep saying, well, he's got better weapons than what he had with the Jets. He's got to build that chemistry in game, and I don't think he's gonna build that shit playing against the backups of the Steelers. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't think that's gonna happen. If you don't play him this week, you have to play him against Baltimore next week.
The Colts are probably not going to start that many people.
You have to see him. You have to see him with a starting defense with that offensive line. Period. You need to see it. You have to see it.
I think the players need to see it too.
Here's my question though. Wait, only 3 games this preseason. Is everybody still holding out their starters week 3, y'all think?
I think they are. Because like even if you go off what happened yesterday with the teams that played yesterday, Cam played a couple series for New England. Like that. So when you start, and I didn't watch Pittsburgh and Philly, but I'm assuming that
Ben didn't play at all.
Well,
Ben didn't play at all.
Ben been there forever. So like Ben can do that.
Yeah.
He's been there forever. Tyler's been there forever. You can make that sense. We got a second-year head coach, a brand new quarterback, and we out here now playing the starter.
Hey, I want to take a moment to double down. Some of y'all might hate this opinion, but I'm going to stay true to this. Taylor Moton is going to be our left tackle, bro.
Yeah, he is.
It's going to happen.
He is.
They keep on putting him over on the left. They keep on experimenting with it.
I agree.
Our coaches are telling you with their actions that they are more than willing to play Taylor Moton on the left side. And my conspiracy theory is I think that they want Brady Christian
I don't think so.
to step up and play.
Are they going to play him in preseason?
So wait, stop. Then wait, stop right there. So if you're telling me that we're gonna play Taylor at left tackle, you know what that means, right? You need to play him. You gotta play.
He's making left tackle money now. He's making left tackle money now.
No, he's not.
No, he's
right
not.
tackle that makes more than him.
Yes, he is.
Right tackle that makes more than him.
Dave, that's on Taylor, and that's on his agent, man.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pay right tackle money,
now
and he's not willing to play left tackle. That's on him.
Well, that doesn't make any sense. If he's going to be your starting left tackle week 1, like David said, you have to play him to get him more reps at left tackle.
You got to play him. Like, you have to play him.
Yeah.
If you're going to put him on the left side, put him over there and leave him there.
I don't know.
But you need to play him. Like, you can't be out
he
here
needs
saying,
to get those reps.
Yo, you can't be out here coming in week 1. You can't be out here coming in week 1 against the Jets with Taylor Moton at left tackle, and that man ain't got no reps. Like, you cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Well,
I agree.
He will get Sam killed if he does that.
I'm willing to bet you that we'll see those reps.
Hold on, that's the
camp
best
is over.
time to put Taylor Moton at left tackle, though. Is at a weak ass opponent, though, right?
Not the first game of the season. You do it in the preseason.
No, bro, do it in the preseason.
Facts.
Like, we out here talking
with
about
this
we're gonna move
quarterback.
all these pieces. We're moving all these pieces, and we're not even seeing the starters. Like, we moving all these pieces. You know, we just saying, we're gonna, we're treating this shit like Tetris. We can't treat this shit like Tetris. We're not playing our guys.
Hey, I hope that they do it the right way. I'm just here to tell you, it's gonna happen before the end of the season. And y'all remember where you heard it first. Remember where you heard it first. Caleb Moton is gonna be our left tackle, and I
Week
think
one.
the Panthers want. See,
Not week one.
I think for it to happen, it's gonna have to be that Cameron Irvin is just totally stinking during the season. I don't think you're going into week one.
But T Money, even then, I'm gonna say, if Greg Little's on his team, you got to give him a chance. If Trent Scott's on his team, you got to give him a chance. Like, you can't.
I agree.
We're not gonna because we're taking too much risk trying to move around unless Brady.
I agree.
The only positive thing about the starters not playing is that we're going to get to see Deontay Brown. We're going to get to see Brady Christensen do a massive amount of reps. They're going to get a level of experience. We're going to have an idea of one of those guys to sneak up and get a starting spot.
Greg
But other than that,
even about to make the team, bro.
Who's not going to make the team?
Greg Little. Greg Little.
Yes, he will.
Make the team.
He might.
He will.
Dude,
he might.
There's a bunch of players that could.
I'm gonna be honest.
Ahead of him.
I'm gonna be honest. Like
he will.
And I'm gonna be honest. So like when David Moore got cut, I was like, well, shit, Grady's gonna make the thing on team now. Little gonna make the team now. They kept the spot for his ass. Cause he gonna make.
I tweeted it earlier though, Dave. I tweeted it literally earlier today that because it was like, what's a football opinion that you have that everybody would probably beat you up for or something like that. And I said I haven't given up on Greg Little.
I mean,
I
gave up on him. I gave up on him because
about Greg Little that I do about Will Greer. Like, neither of them have done anything for us up to this point, and I have little reason or evidence to think that they would start doing something now, man.
Hey guys,
I'd like
just
to
an
see
FYI. Let me say something real quick. If you guys don't have headphones, you probably should mute because I'm getting all the feedback.
Yeah, well, I think they might be. Yeah, if you're not talking, mute your.
Or if you got headphones on, you could just. If you got headphones, you don't have to mute. But if you don't, you're gonna hear the feedback.
Yeah,
QT, you gotta mute, man.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. I was getting massive amount of feedback.
Yeah,
I like hearing myself, but not that much.
Yeah,
hey, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick, because I've been wanting to say this to Dave for a little bit. So I was listening to your show, and you were talking about breakfast places and donut places. Next time you're up in the Worcester area, you got to check out Dippin' Donuts. Okay, Dippin' Donuts.
I'm trying to get a ticket to the Tyler Creator concert, but they out here trying to charge $400 for that shit.
Fuck that.
So I'm gonna have to make an excuse to just drive up to Worcester.
They have one in Auburn. Yeah, Dippin' Donuts. Their breakfast sandwiches, dude, are amazing.
See, I had the weight loss surgery, bro, so I can't have a breakfast sandwich, but I will try a donut. I will go for one donut. Just give me one that you recommend, and I will try to make a drive to Worcester when I have an opportunity to.
To be honest with you, usually when I'm there, I get the breakfast sandwiches, so I can't really recommend a specific donut, but I do know that their donuts are a lot better than Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, it's not that hard to be better than Dunkin'.
Yeah. You're setting a terrible bar here. Like Dunkin' Donuts is trash. Like as a donut, trash.
Yeah.
Put it in an ash.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I don't even put them in my rankings. I'm not from here, bro. Like let's be clear. I'm not.
I'm just saying, as far as like a breakfast, like a fast food breakfast sort of place, Dippin' Donuts is where it's at in Massachusetts.
All right, I'll try to make a move up to Worcester.
Definitely have to peep them out. So are we upset that it's our ones that aren't going to see a lot of action in the preseason, or just Sam Darnold?
I'm upset that it's not just Sam. Let me be clear, it's not just Sam. I think it's important for Sam to get some reps, but I'm not just putting those on Sam. Considering the defense that we're facing, right? Considering the issues with the offensive line, I would have liked to see the offensive line get first deals with the defense. Like I would like to see that. I think Sam is important too, but I think the line might be more important. And the fact that we're not going to get that is problematic.
Don't you think it would be beneficial that now we'll be able to see more of Brady Christensen and Deontay Brown though? Like now we're going to see a lot more than.
I think it's important. But you got to remember, if you already got it established, now granted, seeing more Deontay and Christensen, if they end up sliding into the starting spot, that's great. But I still think it's important that we have an opportunity to go up against a top-tier defense with our offensive line, and we're not taking advantage of it. I think that's a problem. I think that's problematic. Because
I feel like
we're not going to always play the Jets every week. We're not going to get to play Houston every week. And we're playing the Colts, the Ravens, and the Steelers. We need to take advantage of this.
Facts. But I feel like really like the line. Everybody worried about the depth and can this guy start and this guy. You got to figure out the starting lineup before we worry about depth.
But that's my thing, right? So, like, if you go up against the Colts, if it's the first split string Colts versus the first line defense of the Colts, and that line is getting destroyed, and Sam is running for his life, then you got to start rethinking this shit. You're not going to really get a good pulse on that. But then again, we might have an opportunity, like if the Colts are going to have some of their first team starters on defense, and Deontay Brown or Brady Christian hold their own, then you're going to start questioning. Maybe we should slide them.
That's also how you get players hurt in the preseason, though.
But that's going to happen, bro. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you a story. I'm a fantasy guy. I play a lot of fantasy. One year, I had Jake Plummer when he was playing for Denver. The dude got injured standing up from his fucking couch. He got injured. He broke his foot standing up from the couch at his crib. It doesn't matter, dude. These cats are going to get hurt. Injuries are part of the game. Or the catcher that celebrated towards ACL. You know what I'm saying? I can't control it, bro.
I hear you. It's also just knowing what happened to Cam, a few years back. Dude, I still got PTSD from that shit. I was at that game.
I was at the game. I was in New England when that.
Same, dude. Same.
That game, man. And then to watch him and against the Patriots, no less, dude. That was just such a bad feeling. I would just hate for, if our offensive line isn't ready yet, then to throw them in against DeForest Buckner and let them destroy Sam Darnold. Like, yeah, it's too early for that, dude. Like,
with that, besides quarterback at the other positions, even if you're gonna get hurt, I'd rather you get hurt right now so we can plan rather than we wait till the Jets game and you get hurt and then now we got no plan.
Cam Irvin's going to get hurt. He always does. He's going to get hurt.
Here's my deal. We need to not have a false sense of comfort. Mm-hmm. And us not playing is going to give us a false sense of comfort. So we need to play our guys. We need to figure out what they are, man.
Yeah.
QT, go on mute, bro.
100.
That's the only time I've ever agreed with Stephens on anybody's podcast right there.
Say
it. Taylor Montez in a left tackle.
So
y'all about to see, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know why.
I'm not doubting that Moton can't play left tackle. I'm doubting who the hell is going to play right. Right,
but
so we have
that it's not harder to replace a left tackle than it is a right tackle.
But if they all played,
answers to left tackle was on our roster the entire time.
But why do we keep acting like we never seen Taylor Moton at left tackle though?
We seen him one time. And
is he all
terrible?
Is he all pro?
He's not all pro.
He's not all pro.
That was only one game.
Is he an all pro left tackle in your opinion, Cody?
I don't see why he couldn't be. It's not right now.
He's not. We're about to give up an all-pro right. We're about to give up an all-pro right tackle to move him to left tackle, and he might be average. And then we're going to have some bum at right tackle because we don't know what we're going to have at right tackle.
He might be lights out too. Like we don't know that. Dude, apparently he's done.
But so could Cam Irvin.
In his practice reps, he has done good at left tackle in training camp this season.
Yeah. And when we moved him to left tackle the last time, it wasn't through training camp. It was at a drop of a hat. What he had a week to prepare.
And also another point I'll make on this too. Are we going to tell me that Greg Little, Trent Scott, Cam Irving, Brady Christensen, not one of them can step up and be our right tackle? If Taylor Moton is best served on the left side, like why is that?
If you go by Matt Rhule's logic, I mean, you drafted Brady Christensen, who's a better guard than he is a tackle.
Yeah, which is nonsense. This is nonsense. That dude damn near didn't play any guard at all at BYU, and they had it ranked as a second round guard.
But he got crushed. He got crushed against Coastal Carolina.
I think they drafted him to play right tackle.
They did.
At the point they drafted him, he was the only guy left that could play tackle, and they drafted him.
But you never tried him at left at all. Did Brady get one rep at left tackle?
Not one rep.
Yeah, they
he
never
got
had
one rep at left. They never
so
had
even,
any
so
idea.
you can't say you drafted him to be left tackle, but you gave him absolutely not one rep at left tackle.
Well, I don't think they did draft
him. They never said they was drafting him at right tackle. Rules always said
all I'm gonna say is this. The Chiefs right now has 3 starters on their offensive line that are rookies, and we sitting here.
Yes, we do. Yep.
Trying to figure out what the hell we're doing at left tackle, bro.
But we got an extra long
I know it's not a good problem to have.
Jesus,
no one's saying that. Dude,
we could have drafted Trey Smith and fixed this shit. That's why I'm about so irritated right now.
Dude, we could have drafted.
I say, go ahead and give in and call up Russell Okung.
Oh, bro, what is Russell gonna do for us? They didn't
Start.
He didn't do that last year.
Be hurt, be injured, not be able to
Greg
play
Little,
because he's hurt.
like all the offensive linemen, we got a better shot with him.
We already got hurt linemen.
Making more controversy on Twitter than on the football field.
You think Cam Irvin's playing 16 games? You think Trent Scott's playing 16 games? You think Greg Little's playing 16?
I wouldn't be
I have
surprised
more
if
reason
Cam
to
Irvin
believe
gets
that
cut.
they might than Cam Irvin.
How? All of them have been hurt.
So is Russell Okung.
Okay, so I'd rather have 4 games or 6 games or 8 games of Russell Okung than 16 of Cam Irvin.
I don't know, man. He doesn't make us a better football. Right now, he's just another warm body. Like,
well, that's because you think Moton's playing left tackle. But if you're thinking the opposite and you thinking he's staying at right, you don't think Russell Okung is better than Cameron Irvin at left tackle.
Well, then I think it's a disgrace that out of Trent Scott, Cam Irvin, Brady Christensen, Greg Little, that none of them can fill in at left tackle, that you have to bring back Russell Okung who couldn't stay healthy. Like, that doesn't do anything for us.
I would start Dennis Daly at left tackle before I started Cam Irvin. Because Dennis Daly's not perfect, but he gives you more potential than Cam Irvin.
But that's why I'm happy that we don't really have the quote-unquote ones playing. I want to see Greg Little and Trent Scott and Daly. I mean, it's time to see some of these dudes step up, and we're going to see a bunch of snaps from them. And listen, pay attention this Sunday to Brady Christensen at right tackle. Because, dude, I'm telling you, if he plays well, that just furthers my notions that the Panthers want to start him on the right side. Maybe I'm crazy, man, but I believe it in my soul, dude. I'll say it 1,000,000 times.
Yep.
During the year, I'm not saying I'm necessarily even against that during the year if we had to. If Cameron Irvin is just giving up 6 sacks a game or 3 sacks a game, I'm just saying walking into week 1, I don't want that to be the plan.
If Cam Irving's our starting left tackle week 1, I think he'll allow a sack and our quarterback gets injured. I'm just going to say that right there. Sometime before week 5, the quarterback's going to suffer a major injury because Cam Irving's their left tackle.
It's very, that's the fear for everyone. But you know what, though? You could take out Irvin's name and put almost any other name at that position except Taylor Moton, and that sentence still remains true to me. You know, that could be true for any of those dudes. So, again, man, like, I know it's not very popular with a lot of Panther fans, and I even understand it, man. If you have a good right tackle, don't waste it and mess up a good thing. Keep him at right tackle. I understand that mindset, but I just don't think that's what's going to happen, man. I think the coaches have other plans, and I don't know. I want to see Trent Scott do something on the right side potentially. Brady Christensen. I want to see those tackle positions really step up and see what kind of depth we have.
Why not trade for one?
Who?
I don't know. Nothing about.
Yeah, like the time for trading for tackle.
I don't think there's.
You don't understand the payment. Like, if you're gonna trade for a left tackle, you're gonna have to give up a first round pick. If you want somebody good, like you don't get a bum.
What if you throw Robbie Anderson?
And you got to hope somebody wants to give up one. But if you look at all
good left tackles,
31
are
other teams,
yeah,
who are they going to give up? Somebody that's probably no more better than we got now.
Yeah, like you ain't gonna get nobody good. You might as well stick with what you got. You ain't gotta pay for anything at this rate. You know?
Only way you would do that, well, not even trade for one, but I guess the only other thing you could hope is that if somebody that you really just scouted, and you liked that you didn't get a chance to grab, that somebody cut. Somebody, but that would be somebody we ain't never heard of.
But listen, let me ask you all this. The rumor is, it's not a rumor. Dwayne Brown, the left tackle for the Seattle Seahawks, is holding out for more money and is not reporting to Seahawks training camp. Once upon a time, left tackle for the Houston Texans, Dwayne Brown. So I believe that's his name. Any thought to that? Maybe trading for Dwayne Brown and paying him the money that he's looking for?
I don't trust Houston offensive linemen, so
I really wouldn't do that. I've thought of that myself, but
Russ just came out about
you're gonna have to give up a high round pick.
Yeah. He's gonna have
get
to
it for a quarterback
years old.
nothing about.
Yeah, 3 years ago they gave him a deal, and he's already holding out wanting more money. If you give him more money, you're going to have to limit yourself to 1 or 2 more years, and then hope he don't retire on you, because he is 36. So
we just need to use our first round.
36? No.
Yeah, so I mean,
use our first round pick next year in the O line. That's all it is.
I think somebody mentioned that Russell Wilson's already volunteered to give up money to re-sign him.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna give him up.
So
they O-line already bad. They need the one talented person they got.
Right.
Just remember where our GM came from. Came from a team that didn't protect Russ.
But QT has a point. I think we're kind of at that point. Unless Sam just totally stinks it up, you have to use your first or second round pick on a left tackle this year.
We said it a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, it just sucks that we all.
I didn't feel that way this year though. Unless
we all knew that this was the glaring issue on our roster going into.
I didn't feel that way this year though, unless Panawa jumped.
No real.
Just remember,
made to better our left tackle.
We don't have a second round pick next year.
Yeah, we gave it up.
We gave it up for Sam Darnold.
But we could always trade to get one. You know, Trade Daddy. Come on, David. You know, Trade Daddy can get us a second round pick. We want one.
Who are you going to trade?
You can trade future picks next year for the second next year.
Who are we going to trade? Is what rounds do we feel like trading?
I mean, the only person that I could see us trading
Sam
to
is
get our
well deserved over a second round fucking pick, a 4th and a 6th.
If he becomes what they hoping he will be, he is. If he's a franchise quarterback, he's worth a second round pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was a second, a 6th, and a 7th or something like that for Sam.
Nah, we already got all the other picks back this year.
And what he could be.
I mean, Dwayne Haskins could have been something too.
We got everything. We got everything and some.
My thing is this though, man. Like, who is? No, go ahead, man.
How many times have we been in this situation? You go into the draft, you see a left tackle available. The fans like him. The fans say he'll work, but the team says, he doesn't fit what we want to do. How many times have they said that?
We were all kind of split on Slater this year. People like Cody was on the Slater. Is the GOAT.
I mean,
I was on the opposite side.
No.
I feel like we all would have been.
You really gonna gonna say,
bro, that short arm shit only matters unless I see it matter on film. Like
Apparently, Swell gave up 2 sacks.
Bro, but people were acting like he had T-Rex arms or some shit. Dude, he was putting Chase Young. Dude, he shut him down. He shut down a bunch of different people playing in the Big Ten. Dude.
Bro, hold on.
I feel like
No, we
Sewell
didn't.
would have been the only tackle that we all would have been consensus.
Dude,
Like we love to
Christensen
pick
got
on.
the same problems, but you wonder why Zach fucking Wilson is over here.
Say again, you broke up, man.
QT.
Correct. And I heard he's still not doing good, depending on what y'all was just over here saying.
Oh no, he isn't. He's terrible. He hasn't been doing well at all.
But listen, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I don't like this thing that we all do where hey, QT, mute your microphone for
Mute when you're done talking, bro.
Yeah, or you're gonna put some earbuds because we're getting some hella feedback. But listen, like, everybody wants to do this thing, and I understand it, man. Justin Fields looking incredible for the Bears in training camp right now. Rashawn Slater has been shutting down Bosa and all the edge rushers that they have for the Chargers. Like, listen, right now, J.C. Horn is a Panther, and I believe he is already going to be one of the most important players on our defense this year, man. That's how excited I am for J.C. Horn. I think that's going to be the defensive rookie of the year. So whether or not we didn't get our franchise quarterback or a franchise left tackle, dude, I'm certain, as positive as I'm sitting here now, we drafted a shutdown corner, y'all. Y'all may think that's too early for me to say that. I'm telling you, that's going to be our next defensive rookie of the year. And J.C. Horn, we're all going to be better for having him on the football team. It may not be Slater, it may not be Fields, but whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with K. Bosch on that. I don't know if he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but
defensive end,
rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah, I don't think he's going
to. I still don't know about that. But the number 8 pick would have been one of 3 guys: Justin Fields, Slater, or J.C. Horn. And no matter what, it doesn't matter which one you choose. You're always going to get somebody that's going to say, "Well, we should have chosen this person."
Yeah, it should have been the other one.
I like Slater. I wish we had gone
have
with him.
Slater on my top 3 for number 8. But Cody knows that already.
Yeah, but where did you rank Horn?
I didn't think we was gonna take a corner either.
I'm gonna be honest, man. My thing was when it came to the draft, I said unless Panay was sitting there for us at 8, we were taking a cornerback. I was clear as day. I was like, "There's no," because I didn't feel like the Panthers thought that Slater could play left tackle. I thought that they felt like Panay could. So I was like, if Panay's sitting there for us at 8, and he was almost there, like he got picked one pick before us. So like if he would have been sitting there at 8, that would have been a pick. Otherwise, we would either go with Jason
I did
Horn
not see passing up on Justin Fields though, but I also
I did. I was right
now.
Hey, on the board.
You don't have to love Rashawn Slater, but can I just tell you that it worries the hell out of me that this front office thought that not only could Rashawn Slater not play left tackle, but they didn't think that Justin Fields could play quarterback for them this year. Dude, that worries me, man. Like that.
No, but I think
then that means that you're not evaluating game film. Like,
no, but
I
think they thought about the fact that there's a potential that Dante Jackson could walk after the season, and then you have an opportunity to have a number 1 corner, and you could legitimately see a scenario where Dante Jackson's going to walk away. So now you have a chance to potentially re-sign Dante Jackson and have your quarterback situation fixed, especially if Dante Jackson balls out. Because if J.C. Horn becomes as good as I think he's going to be, then it's going to be beautiful. And if you don't feel like Slater is not a good enough left tackle, then you go with the guy. You go with the guy you think is the best defensive player in the draft, which would be J.C. Horn. So I mean, it wasn't bad to pick. I don't think Justin Fields had. I think the moment that we traded for Darnold, Justin Fields fell off their board.
David is
100%.
The moment we
and I've been on that ride. As soon as we traded for Darnold, Fields was out of the question.
Yeah.
I think the fan base couldn't accept that. But the reality is that even Rashad couldn't accept. I said, bro, we just traded for Darnold. There's no way in hell we're taking a quarterback at 8.
A second.
The only reason why we would even trade, even what we would consider Fields, is to trade down. Hope we get somebody to trade to get more picks. And nobody bit the bait. That's what it boils down to, man. And that's what I've been riding with the whole way. And we know they were trying to trade out of 8, and they just couldn't find a good candidate for it.
David's been consistent with that viewpoint in all offseason. I give him that. But he also believes if we have a new quarterback after Darnold, that Rhule getting fired. So.
I mean, I think he's right on one of those things. I think he's not right on the other. You were obviously right that the moment that we traded for Sam Darnold, Justin Fields was off the board. I just think that's like it causes me to question their evaluation of the quarterback and the left tackle position. I mean, and that's just being real. And by the way, I'm very optimistic about what Sam Darnold can do for us this year. Like, if we give Sam Darnold some time, I think Sam can be a good player, man. But what I'm saying is especially if Justin Fields and Rashawn Slater start to look really good this year, then, you know, even if Dante Jackson walked next year, we still have a gaping hole potentially at left tackle and potentially a quarterback. I mean, those are the 3 most important positions in football: quarterback, left tackle, and corner. And maybe edge rusher too. But like,
think about how much further behind we would be right now if we had actually gone with Fields. Like we wouldn't have a shutdown corner, which we don't know if we have a shutdown corner yet, but we have that feeling that we're going to. And we don't have a shutdown left tackle.
I think Fields would have made. I think Fields made.
We wouldn't have had no questions at quarterback.
Yep.
You would have been.
There were still questions on.
If it would have drafted Justin Fields.
I think you guys are failing to realize that it doesn't matter who our quarterback would have been. The fact that we haven't fixed the left tackle position would have gotten him killed.
Yeah,
and that's why I drove the way I drove about the situation at 8, because my thing was, unless you're trying to get Panay and you don't feel like Slater's your guy, you need to fix another position, because you would have
5 years to find another left tackle though.
Like, we've been having a debate on PNP about what would happen if we end up, if this season is terrible, right? If this season's like abysmal. Because
if Sam Darnold flops this year, then you still in the future, I mean next year, you don't have a quarterback and you don't have a left tackle.
That's what I'm saying.
Then you have the discussion of, all right, so I've been on this train too. And I said, look,
we're a second round pick.
If we're out here saying that we need to draft, if we're terrible next year, and we're out here saying we're taking a quarterback with the first round, Rhule ain't our coach no more.
I keep telling you, I don't think that's true.
But if we're out here saying we're going to take a left tackle with our first round pick, then that means we're going to be rolling with Sammy, and we're going to see how this left tackle shit's going to go. Because I don't think Rhule's going to get an opportunity to have a third quarterback, bro. I really don't. I just don't.
I keep telling you I disagree with that.
Hey, bro,
I know.
We'll go in on that some more. Steve, can you hear us, man?
Steve's in a circle, man.
Yeah, I'm he's been spinning the whole time.
His audio said
he's been spinning.
I saw him spinning, but his audio said it was working, so I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, but okay, but no, let's continue in on that discussion that we were just talking about. Because Dave, I know this. Look, if my entrenched position is that Taylor Moton's gonna be our left tackle this year, I know that yours is that Matt Rhule doesn't last this year. If we're having to get another quarterback after this year, again, I still think that it's too early. I do not think that David Tepper is going to cut Matt Rhule after 2 years. I mean, this is the first year of preseason, the first year not having COVID mess up their entire offseason. Like, he's going to get a little bit of a longer leash, man.
Tepper has not seen a winning season since he's taken over the team. Tepper has made the decision that he has shown y'all, he has shown everybody here that he has no patience.
But he's
None.
not going to drop his fucking.
And you know what the other thing that, you know what the beauty about Tepper is too? He's rich. There's no salary cap for these coaches.
Is he going to pay $35 million a year for this coach that didn't work out?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He's also very prideful.
Well, it depends on how bad it screws up.
No, what they got to do is they got to pay Joe Brady. They need to pay that motherfucking Joe Brady on a contract. They need to put him on a fucking contract.
They got to make a decision, bro. If they feel like, oh, we're 5-11, we're 5-12, we 4-13, we sitting here, and they know like there might be folks going out to Brady, and they want Brady to run the helm. Rhule's out of here, bro. Not a question in my mind.
But David,
not after this year.
David, you know that's what I said is the only way that Rhule would be out of there. If Darnold played good, I don't think so. If Darnold played good and he had faith in Joe Brady and he was like, I don't want to lose Joe Brady, then that's the only way I could see Matt Rhule getting out of there.
But if we have a top 5 pick and we could potentially draft a quarterback that Tepper wants us to draft, there's no way in hell Rhule survives. Now, if we have a top 5 pick and they're like, yo, we need to get a left tackle, Rhule survives, but Darnold will be our quarterback.
Is David Tepper going to then expect the quarterback that we draft to come in and be instantly successful in his first season? Because that's not going to happen.
Because you're still not going to make the playoffs if you draft a top 5 quarterback.
For all of his billions of dollars is going to have to learn to calm his rich ass down, wait a little bit, and believe in the play and the coaches that you hired to coach this football team.
But he hasn't learned yet, bro. Like he hasn't learned yet.
How do we know that?
The dude said, all right, we got Cam Newton on one more remaining year on the deal. And and Cam's like, all right, well, are you gonna pay me or not? And they're like, nope, we're gonna let your ass go. We're gonna bring in Teddy, pay him more than what we were making.
David, Rhule just had finished his first year as an NFL coach, bro.
First year.
And just because you got the money don't mean you want to spend it.
He has a 7-year contract. Over
$70
million.
So
he can at least get two to maybe even 3 more years out of that if he really wants to fuck up.
No.
A new coach ain't gonna guarantee winning. A new coach may want to scrap the entire thing and do it all over again.
You're right, but the thing is, when you got a college dude, when you got a college coach, you guys got a college coach. Like it could be something as small as, all right, if Rhule has a bad year, maybe Tepper walks up to him and be like, yo, man, if there's a college job that just pops up, maybe you should go ahead and take this thing. I mean, it could be as little as that.
I think David Tepper is looking at this from a long-term perspective. Why else would he sign a college coach to a 7-year deal?
Hey, Cody,
7
exactly.
years?
Hey, Cody,
and not even that, and this is what I'll say. This is how you know he was willing to give them time to learn on the job. You let him hire. You hired a first-year head coach. Then you let him pick his own inexperienced coordinators. If you were going to be that serious about, I want to win right now, Matt Rhule, you have to hire, since you're a new head coach, you have to hire experienced coordinators who have been in this league. Not Phil Snow, who is your personal buddy and been your defensive coordinator, and not Joe Brady, who's never been an offensive coordinator at all.
All I'm going to say is this. The general manager, he did not hire Matt Rhule.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a point.
Carolina.
No, it does.
No, it don't. How many times do we think Ron Rivera was going to go just because we hired different general managers?
And you know what Ron Rivera did?
You trip on how close the trade daddy.
After how long, David?
Hold on, bro.
What year did he make the playoffs? What year did he make the playoffs?
Let QT jump in on this.
Bro, do y'all trip on how close that the trade daddy is to David Tepper? Y'all trip on that? Y'all see
if we go off of the confidential, Matt Rhule was drafting his own team. Fitterer was just there.
Look at the videos. David Tepper is talking to the trade daddy himself. Nobody else. That's the only person I think is safe right now. Yes, you're right about that, David. But I think he does get a year or two. But it's going to be the trade daddy to probably say so. It's going.
I don't think so. I don't think so. If we watch that Panthers Confidential, Matt Rhule was doing that draft. Scott Fitterer was just there listening.
He was
to him.
just
Matt
there.
Matt Rhule was running that draft.
Well, I don't think that's fair either. I think it was a real
I don't agree with that one.
Listen,
All them trades.
Look, it might sound kind of some cornball shit.
They
but
drafted Chuba Hubbard just because Matt Rhule White says so. Matt Rhule,
but they traded so much. That is all Seattle, bro. That's all Seattle moves. That was great.
Let's all them together.
They worked together.
I think Fitterer, it was his decision on when to trade down. But when it came to the players that they were drafting, Matt Rhule definitely had a very loud voice of who the Panthers
the trade down's important. Like you guys are acting like the trade downs and the moves weren't important. Like
no, I ain't acting like that wasn't important.
No,
I'm saying that was both of them.
It was a combo, but you're not going to tell me.
I think Matt Rhule had final say so on them picks. It wasn't going to be nobody that Scott Fitterer just liked and that Matt Rhule didn't approve.
So it was like you ever had that one homie you really trust his judgment, right? And you the doer, right? You the motherfucker that come to that it's a yes or no. But it's that one motherfucker you trust over here on your shoulder. You're gonna be like, hey, you fucking with that? And that's what the fuck happened. That's what it was. You asked him. It really doesn't even matter what the fuck Rhule said, but it was just that his opinion and how much he felt to that gravitated with pick that made the trade that he did. You feel me?
But again, if you weren't gonna give, and I stand on that, if you weren't gonna give Matt Rhule a real chance with this 7 years, you should have made him hire experienced coordinators. Not your buddy.
But here's my thing.
Not somebody who's never been a coordinator before.
Here's my thing though, but you never know what decisions are made, right? Like we had Tepper make freaking Rivera switches to a 3-4. So Tepper one day might walk up to the office and be like, bro, I need you to hire experienced coordinators. What if Rhule says, nah, I ain't doing that?
But wasn't that the whole point of Tepper getting rid of Rivera? Because remember, Tepper's thing was, when I first come in the door, I'm changing the whole business side. I'm gonna give Ron, what do you say? I'm gonna give Ron a year or two to try to see if he can get the football side together. If not, I'm making my own football decisions, hiring the football people that I want. Is that not what he said?
Yeah, but Tepper screwed up. Tepper should have fired him from the get-go because he wanted to fire him. I mean, when Ron's last year here, he didn't really want to go to that 3-4. We didn't really have the personnel to do that. But all of a sudden, Tepper wanted it. So,
no, not with Cam as a quarterback. You can't come in first day and say you're gonna get rid of Ron Rivera.
You can't.
Cam was
And the thing is, after you made the playoffs, like people don't realize, Tepper bought this team. The team was a playoff team. Like it was a playoff team. And even Rivera said, "Yo, if Cam didn't get hurt, it might have been different." And I think he was right.
Yeah,
the injuries piled up.
Ron Rivera also had his part to play in leaving it hurt Cam Newton out there entirely too long.
I can hear y'all. By the way, I gotta step out, but I can hear y'all still.
Yeah. But Ron Rivera had a lot of culpability in that too.
But when people kill Cam, they forget how elite he was looking. The Kalen Clay in that year,
right?
Cam was in his pocket.
It wasn't just the offense though. Back. What's his name? Eric Washington failed as a defensive coordinator. We should have got rid of him the first year that he failed, or at least legally demoted him. But Ron didn't want to do that.
He was only coordinator for a year.
Well, you did not. Yeah, well, Ron supposedly took over coordinator, but they were jointly effort coordinators the second year.
Because we went through a run of coordinators, right? It was Ewash.
Yeah.
It was Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes,
Steve Wilkes,
it was Steve Wilkes and then Washington. Washington did it 1 year.
When McDermott left, we kind of went on a run of.
When McDermott left, we had Steve Wilkes. Then he went to be a head coach after 1 year, and then Washington was promoted, and Ron took it over midway through the year. And if I remember correctly, at the end of that season or around about that time, after that first year, Ron kept him there, but by then Rhule Tepper was in charge. But there was an agreement. Ron was like, I'm going to help him the second year, and I'm going to be the defensive coordinator, or he was going to be the defensive coordinator, but I was going to call the plays. That's what it was. And it was all messed up. It was never really.
Just remember what happened, right? McDermott got a head coaching job with Buffalo. Then Wilkes took over. Wilkes then got a head coaching job with Arizona. Then Washington became the defensive coordinator. He didn't do so well. Rivera started taking over, and there was some level of pressure that was coming from Tepper because of that. And as soon as Rivera took over, you saw a difference in that defense. So it's just you can't, like, Rivera had a lot of things going on top of the fact that Cam had that bum shoulder. Cam was playing with a bad shoulder. So, I mean, it was a rough deal.
Cody, I don't know if did y'all talk about the Brian Burns on the keep to leave before I came in?
Oh, no, not yet, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I did watch it, though, man. Brian Burns is just the coolest dude, man.
But why did people make a big like deal about what he said about Ron versus Matt Rhule? Is that not obvious? Ron played in the league and has been a defensive coordinator for a long time. I don't know how that was like a big surprise.
No, and he was on that legendary 85 Bears defense. So it's like
everybody's going to compare Rivera with Rhule. And the reason why everybody's going to compare Rivera with Rhule is because some people think, look, man, we understand why you fire Rivera. He's been there for a while. But the dude had to go through a string of injuries.
But did you watch Brian Burns on a key to league?
Hold on. Before we change subjects here, okay? Don't forget, Tony brought it up a while back, and I was the one who told him about it. The rookies that are over there in Washington do not like Ron Rivera.
They don't.
And Ron Rivera didn't play the rookies over here. So do you think the rookies would have liked him, especially with how young our team became?
No.
He did play Chase. He did play Chase because he knew better. He had to play
but he was also playing Brian Burns and Connor, though.
Brian Burns only played 43% of the snaps in his first season.
Yeah, that's a big
43%.
So, like,
he was injured for 2 games, but 43%.
But the thing is, we can have a discussion. We can have a discussion about how Rivera treats rookies. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't think Washington's angry about the fact they won the damn division in his first season. I don't give a damn. I don't care what the record is.
It's like using Dunkin' Donuts as the baseline for donuts.
A lot of your
Hold on.
You asked me who gave the Bucs most hell in the playoffs, and y'all going to say Washington.
When Ron Rivera is in
You're not gonna say the Chiefs.
We blew him out.
You ain't gonna say the Packers.
Let's face it. Washington had one of the best defenses last year.
I wonder how. I wonder why. I wonder who was their coach.
Bad division.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hold on.
The rules.
Hold on. Ron was only the head coach for 1 year last year. That was his first year. Do you think he made that defense all on his own?
I think
he had Chase Young as the first round pick, which made a big difference.
That's
he
important.
did not build that defense on his own.
That defense was Washington's already been a good team.
But dude, if you got a new set of they weren't a good team. Come on, guys.
The defense was.
They weren't a good team last year.
Like what I said was the year that Alex Smith got hurt. I felt like they were going to win a division that year if he doesn't get hurt.
Dog, they won. Dog.
Credit for being a playoff winning
coach
last year.
Nobody had Washington winning more than 3 games going into that season. Let's keep it a buck. With Alex Smith, nobody had them dudes winning 3 games.
No.
Check the numbers. Look up at the predictions from last year. Nobody had what I said Washington was winning that damn division.
I did too.
Nobody was like, everybody was like, oh, they're only gonna win 3 games. They ain't got no quarterback. They freaking won that shit with all that, with Dwayne Haskins starting.
And Ron Rivera was fighting cancer.
And Ron Rivera was fighting cancer. And he's got a squad that don't want to get the damn shot. And this guy out here winning divisions.
It takes a whole team to win.
It does. And that was the closest game. Look at that comment. The Bucks, dog, if they had a quarterback, the Bucks ain't winning that Super Bowl, fam.
What was the score?
They kept Ron Rivera.
Yeah, but they had a defense, Dave. That's the point.
But that's my thing.
And
but you guys, but y'all are acting like Rivera had no factor. You acting like Jack Del Rio didn't have no factor in it. You act like those guys forgot how to coach defense. You got to give them some credit. But that's not fair.
No. I'm not saying they don't deserve any credit. I'm saying I would rather have.
I just don't think he deserves as much credit as you're giving him.
Matt Rhule right now than Ron Rivera.
They won a division. I don't give a damn what division it is. They won a division where they started Dwayne Haskins for multiple games. That alone is worth it. Like, I don't give a damn.
Don't play Dwayne Haskins like that, dog.
So what? Hold on. So what did you?
Are you defending Dwayne Haskins?
What do you think of the year that we won the division with a losing record with Ron as the head coach? What do you think of that season?
What, you talking about Carolina season?
Yeah.
Oh, the Carolina season? Oh, I loved it. I loved it. We won a game in the playoffs. I thought we were good. I thought we were going to have a good chance to bounce back the following year. We ended up going 15-1 the following year. I loved it. Like, dude, we won 3 straight divisions.
I think that showed you how much they believed in Ron, that they didn't quit when we started off the.
Hell yeah.
We went a month and a half without winning a game.
Yeah, like, dude, that shows how good of a coach he is. Like, that shows you how good of a coach he is. Dude, they never quit on that dude, man.
No, they never did.
And they never quit on that man. And like, you had Greg Olsen.
They should have.
They should have, but that tells you how good of a coach he is because they didn't. Like, dude, he had Greg Olsen out here doing interviews talking about, it's a process. We're going to still get there. We're going to win this division. We're going to do what we got to do.
No one's doubting that everybody loves Ron Rivera. Everybody loves Ron Rivera. The fact of the matter is Ron Rivera had a ton of tendencies that held this team back for years. And it was time to move on. Like, yeah, we're allowed to be all reverential.
I agree. It was time.
It
was time to move on.
We are better off with
look.
Matt Rhule as our coach than Ron Rivera.
We'll see.
We're better off with Matt Rhule than Ron Rivera.
We'll see.
We need some brand new energy on this football.
What I will say is this:
Brandon Bean is GM and not rehired Marty Herney.
What I will say is this, though: 100%. In a rebuild situation, I do rather have Matt Rhule as my coach than Ron, because we know Ron's two of his biggest issues is one, he struggles with playing young guys. I mean, even look now, they went and signed Fitzpatrick. And in development, I don't think that Ron was the best development of talent.
No.
Oh, God, no.
Bro, it took a Manny Silatolu getting hurt before Andrew Norwell ever got a shot on our offensive line, bro. Straight up. And Andrew Norwell was one of the most important parts of that 2015 offensive line.
But we can have the debate about whether or not it was right. Like, I agree from the standpoint of that Rivera was here a while. We probably should have made a move. I just think that I don't know if with the options that we have for head coach, Rhule was the top guy. Right? So that's my top guy. No.
He wasn't
I mean, the only other other guy I was thinking about, honestly, was Eric Bieniemy. But other than
two guys, there was two guys I had ahead of Rhule. Bieniemy,
don't say McDaniels,
and Stefanski.
Yeah,
those were the two guys I had. Rhule was like, no, I could not do Josh McDaniels by any stretch. I couldn't.
I believe that would have been Tepper's, because if you remember, Tepper put off going. That was their next stop. I believe if we wouldn't have got Matt Rhule, we would have got Josh McDaniels, and
I would have lost my shit.
Yeah, I would have been right up.
I would have lost my shit.
I would have been right there with you.
We all agree. We all agree across the board.
My question with Stefanski is, it's nice. It's nice.
We're going to lose our offensive coordinator right after 1 year. Joe Brady has a good year. We're done with him.
Yeah,
true. I can see Brady sticking around for one more year after this.
No, No
he
way.
should.
Not
He
this
should.
Sam Darnold.
If Darnold balls,
Yeah, he's out of here.
Brady's out of here, guy.
That-
Brady's gone. And then we're gonna pay, and then we're gonna end up paying Darnold, not knowing what we're gonna get with a new OC.
You're
But
right.
if Darnold balls, Brady is gone.
And that's why I said that's the only way we get rid of Matt Rhule is if Darnold balls and Sam Darnold says, "Hey, Tepper, I want to keep Joe Brady and let Matt Rhule go."
You don't fire Rhule if Rhule ends up with a good record, regardless of how well Darnold plays. If Darnold plays well and we have a good record, you don't fire Rhule. Brady.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying if we had a bad year in Darnold balls, so.
Nah. But dude, that's not possible. If Darnold balls, our defense should be good. We should have a pretty damn good record. I'm gonna keep it a buck. If Darnold balls, I have faith that our defense is gonna be better this year.
Yeah. We're gonna be a pretty damn good record. Everybody's worried about the offensive depth. We really have no depth on defense.
Hey, but
our
again,
linebackers.
So, hey, shout out 89 J Stubbs for the 199. Says, you think Rhule gets exposed? Is it Dave? You think Matt Rhule gets exposed without Joe?
I don't think so. I don't think so because
evidence for any of this.
I don't think so, man. I don't think he would get exposed. I don't think he would get exposed. I think it would affect Darnold more than anybody else. Like if Darnold, if Joe Brady makes the decision to move on after this season, if Darnold has a pretty good year, I think Darnold is going to hurt the most. I don't think that's going to affect Rhule as much. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
But let's bring this up. Back when Rob Chizzinski went on to be Cleveland's head coach.
Yeah.
Rhule picked Chubb, the offensive coordinator, Shula, instead of going out and getting Jackson, I believe his name was, because he was
threatened by his job. He was threatened by his job because Hugh Jackson.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackson. That could have gave them a jumping off to make Hugh as the interim coach.
Well, you know why we got
Shula.
Shula. And everybody forgets that why we got Shula in the first place. It was because the running backs hated Chadinsky.
Yeah.
Because Cam was the running game under Chadinsky, and the running backs wasn't getting their touches, and they wasn't feeling that. And at the time, when D'Angelo and Jonathan Stewart is two of your highest paid players, they have some say so.
So I wonder once we lose Brady, who's going to be the offensive coordinator? I really hope, in a way, we don't pick somebody from inside that knows Sam already.
No, they will. They'll probably pick the QB coach.
To bring it back
Probably
around
the quarterback coach.
Yeah, the QB coach.
I was about to say that. The quarterback coach.
To bring it back around to what T-Money brought up earlier, Brian Burns did a podcast with Aqib Talib, and that was one of the things that he was talking the difference between Ron Rivera and Matt Rhule.
Mm-hmm.
And he did say that Matt Rhule is, he's more of the offensive-minded kind of coach. He's more paying attention to the offense. And I do appreciate that about him. I really do think that the NFL is trending towards those offensive-minded head coaches. I don't know if Rhule is that, but if we implement a good system under Joe Brady this year and Joe Brady ends up leaving to go somewhere else, I trust Matt Rhule to keep the bones of that same kind of offense to make it where Sam isn't completely having to learn a brand new system once we bring in another OC next year.
So I gotta flip topics. I got something on my Twitter, and I wanted to bring this up. Y'all might have already talked about it, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway.
Yeah, man.
It's about Deshaun Watson.
Oh, I brought it up earlier. Yeah, I saw the tweet
you did?
Now they're saying prostitution and
human trafficking.
Yeah, but like I was saying earlier, that human trafficking charge automatically gets put on with the prostitution charge.
Bro, do you understand? But I get it. But do you understand?
He ain't even traded no time soon.
Oh yeah, that looks bad.
Here's my point. Yeah. So I work for the federal government. That ain't exactly something you want on your list.
Nah.
That ain't the one.
It don't matter.
There's a lot of things. Huh?
Doesn't Robert Kraft have that?
Yeah, but he's an owner. Like, he can get away with shit like that. A player ain't get away with no shit like that. Yeah, he ain't. Dog. His last name is Kraft. That's all you need to hear. The dude's got cheese on lock. He's good.
His money makes him money, not his hands or his body.
Yo, he got that mac and cheese money, boy.
Hey, I'll add just a little bit. Andre Smith has been lights out tonight for the Bills. He's all over the field.
Shout out to that's a Tar Heel right there. Shout out.
He's had an interception, and we cut him. So
shout out to the boy Andre, man. That's a Tar Heel right there.
Didn't you say Panay's been getting schooled?
Yeah, I looked that up. He allowed a sack. The rookie, the first round rookie, the Falcons sacked him. No, not the first round. I guess to be their second round pick. That defensive end, Ramson or something.
But do we pretty much agree Deshaun Watson might never play football again?
Oh yeah,
it's getting towards that, man. It's leaning towards that.
I've been telling you to kill that wet dream for months, Cody.
That thing dried up and stained.
Bro,
Dude, I've been saying it goes back to my theory, man. It goes back to my theory about the moment we traded for Darnold. The moment we traded for Darnold, Watson was gone. Taking a quarterback at 8
Cody want to trade 12 first-round picks.
Don't put words in my mouth. I never said that.
That was stupid.
All I said was that
An entire draft.
I have followed Deshaun Watson since he was a high school quarterback in Georgia and broke the Georgia passing yards record. Like there was, at one point in time, dude, like Deshaun, like I didn't really, bro. How do I say this? Deshaun.
Okay,
Watson,
you did say 3 or 4 first-round picks. Is that putting words in your mouth?
3 or 4 first-round picks and some starters from us. And I'm telling you right now, when I was listening to that 45-minute conversation or presentation, it was like a scene from The Office, me screaming no. Just no.
I didn't do a presentation on Deshaun. I did a presentation about Trevor Lawrence. I never did a presentation about Deshaun.
Yeah, but Deshaun was like the same asking price, basically.
All I ever said was that Deshaun Watson, obviously the off the field stuff has tainted him forever. But Deshaun Watson, just the player, might still be one of the most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. Like, just based on his play alone and everything he did at Clemson, to Alabama, and Nick Saban's defense 2 times in a row, and lit up the NFL as soon as he came into the league, dude. I mean, this is going to ruin his career, but no one can deny that if it wasn't for the off-the-field stuff, the Panthers would have been a better team with Deshaun Watson, and it's undeniable.
Oh, God, yeah. No one would ever deny that, but the price that you would have to pay for him would hurt us in the long run. That's you essentially giving up Derek Brown, Brian Burns, and, J.C. Horn. That's you giving up those guys plus 2 other starters that are on your team. You're putting yourself so far behind that you just can't come back from that.
Yeah, but we were about okay. All right, yep. I hear you. I hear all of you. Keep in mind, the Panthers were going to do that for Matthew Stafford.
They won't able to give up a first-round pick for Stafford.
Yeah, not 3.
Not 3.
No, dude, we were definitely giving up more than 1 first-round pick for Matthew Stafford.
Well, our quarterbacks coach.
No, we only offer 1, and that's why we lost, and that's why the Rams won.
Our quarterbacks coach has connections to both them quarterbacks. He coached both them quarterbacks.
Yeah, I know he did, but yeah, I mean, look, he's basically I hate it, man. He's one of my favorite college quarterbacks of all time. So to have that happen to him, man, that's hey, let me try this one more time. Steve joining us. Steve, how you doing, man?
Hopefully he gets in.
Yep.
The spinning wheel of death is gone.
And he's frozen.
Hey!
Whoa!
Steve is gone. We did our damnedest, Steve. Hey, I did my best, man.
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah, man. Well, boys, listen, man. We have done 3 hours of the Friday free-for-all, man.
Hold on. I got one thing to point out, dude.
Yeah, hey, man. Do it. This is why y'all still on the show. Bring up whatever you want.
Everybody. Drew Lock, or Teddy Bridgewater?
Drew Lock.
Teddy.
Drew Lock.
Teddy.
Drew,
Teddy.
I'm gonna bring it up. I got you.
Lock.
Yeah, you already know why I'm bringing that up. So
I got you, bro.
they announced who won the QB competition.
No, I missed that.
Who won it, man?
They
Drew.
saying Drew Lock. Drew Lock's
Drew
been
won it?
Drew
All
won
right.
it
Lock's
6-4.
been diamond, man.
I'll own up to it, man.
No, hey, I think a lot of it is perspective.
Is that the
but
team saying that, or that's just them saying who won most of the
The
games?
radio station.
so that's according to 104.3, The Fan, and DenverFan.com. So
Oh, okay.
screening
That
camp-
ain't.
It's not official
they-
yet. It's not
It's-
official, but this also isn't the first time I've heard this.
Yeah.
Apparently, Drew Lock, I mean, they've both been up and down, but Drew apparently has been more consistent than Teddy
It's the
Bridgewater.
same
So, yeah, I think
thing.
Drew is
You know Teddy's limitations walk into the situation, which
Yep.
is arm strength.
Yeah.
That's not gonna change. It's not gonna get any better.
Mm-hmm. And John Elway likes a guy who could throw a ball deep.
Well, I thought
and
Elway
that
wasn't
ain't Teddy.
technically a GM no more.
Is he not a GM?
I thought Patton was. That used to be in Minnesota.
I'm gonna find out right
General
now.
Patton, as they say.
Yeah, he's Patton is. You're right. But he's the president or something. Patton's the GM, but he's still like the president or something.
He's probably that football operations.
Kind of like over the GM. So.
Oh yeah, Dave loves Teddy. He feels like we should still have Teddy.
Oh yeah, I felt like we should have kept Teddy, bro. Because I've always felt like if we're gonna trade for another quarterback that hasn't even shown that he's been all pro, so to speak, he hasn't been good. He's been at his peak. He might have been average. You should have just rolled with Teddy, like it just fixed the holes that Teddy had. Like we're out here.
Think that we're a better team this year with Bridgewater over Darnold?
I think that we'll be.
His whole point is he should have got CMC for a whole year to evaluate him.
Yes, and fix the offensive line, and fix the offensive line, and improve the defense. Like Sam is getting so many things that Teddy didn't get last year. You know
I
what I'm
watched
saying?
enough
Like,
PMP stuff, so I seen Dave fighting for Teddy the other day when they was doing their round table.
And the other thing is, I will say this. While I don't like Teddy, if you had kept Teddy and had Sam, you could have traded. You wouldn't have gotten anything for Greer. But PJ, you could have traded and at least gotten something for.
Nobody else wants PJ but us. We keep them people
You
like
say that. You say that.
PJ wasn't in the NFL. Obviously, nobody wanted him.
nobody wanted PJ, but my thing is that if you're gonna trade and give up a second round pick to take Sam Darnold, you should have some level of expectation that he's going to be an improved quarterback. And historically, you haven't seen him play at that type of level. Sam, at his best, like last season, he was the 33rd best quarterback in the NFL. There's only 32 teams.
That wasn't the best of Sam Darnold last year, though.
But it doesn't matter. That's what we're inheriting. And we can go with saying, okay,
Thank you, new daddy. Saying they knew Teddy's limitation.
Yeah, but they knew Teddy's limitation, but they still picked him up anyway. So they knew what his deal was.
Because you thought he could run New Orleans offense, but we don't have a slant board.
But the bottom line is that now you got Sam Darnold, and you're gonna be able. And people are like, well, now he can throw the long ball. But Teddy threw it. Teddy statistically had a better quarterback rating with the long ball than the numbers show it.
That's why
that was because of wide receivers. We know how many times DJ and Robbie had to stop mid-run, come back to the ball, out jump two people,
100%.
flip over somebody and make a catch.
We're sitting here going into week one. With a quarterback that we know that needs the damn reps. You guys know he needs the reps. You guys won't admit it, but you know he needs the reps.
I said he does.
And we're out here gonna play the backups, and we're not gonna know what we got until realistically until week one, just like Teddy.
We did the same thing last year. Teddy didn't get.
Well, we didn't have a choice. we didn't have a choice last year. But now we have a choice, and we've decided that we're not going to.
I don't think they want to mess with Darnold's confidence or our confidence in him because they know our fan base is some piranhas.
Says a lot.
Yes.
That says a lot that they're not even willing to risk it because they're so concerned about that man's confidence. He needs to be the most confident guy on the damn field.
Not just his confidence. We know our fan base. We know our fan base, Dave. How long, if Sam Darnold came out Sunday and stunk it up against the Colts, how long would you and Rashad have a show? Y'all have a 3-4 hour show, like damn near like a keep pounding show.
No, we'll keep it down to 2 hours because that's what we do. But we'll just say, but I will be happy that he has the experience. I think it's important, bro. I'm not gonna be digging into like the preseason situation. But
like I said,
so what?
Like I said to them boys earlier,
professional.
We had the best quarterback in franchise history, and the 4 F-150 crowd thought Derek Anderson was the GOAT until the Seattle game.
Yeah, man, just dumbass fans.
Well, there's a lot of stupid people in this world.
But you know what the funny thing is? The Ford F-150 crowd is out here talking about Cam's getting a raw deal over in New England because, dog, I watched that game last night, man. I was disgusted, especially when Mac Jones got the standing ovation when he showed up onto the field. I was disgusted,
bro, I love Cam. Cam's fighting an uphill battle.
Cam's gonna win the job because Bill's not gonna start a rookie. He's not gonna do it. He's not gonna do it. And that's what the thing is.
Bill's a lot like
guys. Some of you guys might not know this, but I live up here. I live in New England. I live in Rhode Island.
Bill don't believe in rebuilding. If they having a rebuilding year, quote unquote, he's quitting. He's done.
Dog. Bill, and the thing is, they're comparing Mac Jones to Tom Brady up here. So I was like, great. You compare Mac Jones to Tom Brady. You know what Tom Brady did his rookie year?
Yeah,
sat on the bench. Sat on the bench.
Yes, he did.
He sat there. You know what happened the second year? You know what happened the second year? Somebody knocked Drew Bledsoe out, and he ended up on the damn ride. He ended up on the damn team start. And it just so happened. So my point is, guys, you're not seeing Mac Jones this year. No. Cam's got to play terrible to see Mac Jones this year, bro.
Or get injured.
Has to play terrible.
If I keep telling a couple of New England fans I know, you can do whatever you want with Cam. You can do whatever you want with Cam. Cam is not losing that job before he pays us. Nah. He might lose a job the very next week. He won't care at that point. But he's going to make sure an emphasis that he's going to play us in, what is that, week 8, week 9?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That man,
now,
he might
lose a job week 10, week 12, week 15, whatever. But he ain't giving up that. You ain't gonna hear no injury concerns from Cam before we play them. He ain't give up that job before we play them.
I got Cam as a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year, and I am sticking to my guns. I am rolling with it. He's playing all year. He's playing all year.
I'm with you, Dave. I think
he's playing all year, man.
I think he's having a great year this year. I think he's dedicated.
And a fun fact.
It's all about him staying healthy. If he stays healthy, dude, he's gonna ball out.
Here's a fun fact for you. He ain't being drafted in 80% of leagues, and I still think he's going to be top 10. So,
hey, man, I'll never not pull from my man Cameron Jarrell Newton, dog. Straight up.
Just don't be one of the fans saying some crazy stuff like you root for him to win when we play them.
That ain't happening.
No, I don't. Yeah. I don't.
That's not happening.
I ain't saying that, especially if we're winning, bro. Especially if we got a good team. Nah, I ain't pulling for the. I've never pulled for the Patriots.
I tend to disrespect.
I can't pull with the Patriots, yo.
I wear my Cam Newton jersey. That's about it.
Like I wasn't that fan when we played. I wasn't that fan when we played Baltimore either. Oh my God, Steve Smith should beat our ass. I'm like, nah, stop.
No.
Well, I knew Steve Smith
after that game.
I knew. No, what are you talking about? He had a 1,000-yard season. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but we played him late.
Oh man, we lost everybody.
Show him that.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Oh, okay.
That's that number one. That is Boogie.
Yeah, people forget that when they talk about they both lost like 20 pounds when they left.
Hey, put Cole up on the screen. He's wearing his.
Cole, throw it up, bro. Throw it up. Yeah, throw it up for the one time. That's what it is. Yeah, throw it up, bro. Hey, man. Cam Newton.
All right, now Cole. After this year, we're gonna need you to get a 14, big dog.
No, not moving on
Only
yet.
if he balls out.
He has to earn that.
But see,
right?
I wasn't even that fan last year because I know some fans that was watching Patriot games more than they was watching our games.
Yeah, those are Cam fans. They're not Panther fans. That's my opinion.
You're back again, bro. What's up?
You already know. Yeah, you already know.
Hey, man.
I hang out with the fam and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're cool. You're kind of breaking up, man.
You hear me?
Yeah, barely. Hey, but I wanted to go around. Is there anything left of importance that you guys wanted to talk about before we jump up out of here? Is there anything that you're looking for? How about this? What are we most looking forward to this Sunday? Now that we know the ones aren't playing,
I'm looking at the offensive line.
Offensive line. I'm looking at Deontay Brown. I'm looking at Deontay Brown. I'm looking at Brady Christensen. I want to see if they actually have a legitimate shot to get the starting job, yo.
I want to see all those players that we've never seen play a snap before. Those players that we don't know nothing about. Matt Rhule, show us that you aren't Ron Rivera. Play those players that we don't know. Let's see what we got in them, so that way we know whether or not to move on from them or hold on to them and develop them. You know, and that Cody, you know at least a couple of the players I'm talking about. Aaron Montero's one. He's never played a single snap for us, and he's been on the team for 2 or 3 years now. You know, the tape that I've seen of him was not great, but at the same time, we've had him on the team for 3 years, and we haven't even seen him in a single game. Yeah. And our offensive line has been pretty atrocious. We are ranked 30th in the league in offensive line.
See, that's why I can't never get with Cephas, bro. I'm telling you. I don't know if the man really a Panthers fan. I think he just be on Panther podcast as a troll. I honestly think that.
Hey man, I'm an open democracy, open opinion type of guy, man.
I just never see him say anything positive when I see him on anybody's stuff.
He makes every chat room mad, but low key, I kind of love him for it, bro. I like a good shit starter, bro. I like when you start shit, man. I've been known to do that a time or two myself. Hey, Cole Allen, what you looking for in this preseason game, man? What are you most excited to see and learn about this football team?
I want to see Sam, honestly. I want to see him play.
Other than Sam, you're not going to get to see Sam.
Yeah, other than that, just the players we haven't seen before. What's that number 4 wide receiver? I want to see him play.
Bayless or
Marshall.
Zylstra. It was Zylstra and Omar Bayless.
Yeah, I want to see him play.
That's Rashad's boy.
Oh no, that's my boy too, man. This is my guy.
Oh yeah, I forgot that's your boy too.
That's my guy, man. He making a team. I don't give a damn what y'all say.
I think he is too. I know I've been messing with y'all, but I kind of switched up.
He making a team, bro.
He's a better receiver than I thought he was, from what I know.
The dude, receiver, man. You know what the problem with Omar Bayless? You know what the problem with Omar Bayless is going to be if he makes the team?
He don't play special teams.
Keep Kirkwood, and he don't play special teams, bro. He's got to beat out Keith Kirkwood to get the team.
Because if we just going off receiver, Omar and CJ Sanders should both make the team.
But if you don't play special teams, it don't matter. It's about getting to that 46. Like, Zylstra is a 46 because he can play special teams. Like, that's important. And I don't think folks are giving it enough credit. And that's another thing I'm going to be paying attention to as well, like how the special teams are going to be doing too. Because when you start thinking about like who's going to be our kick returner, our punt returner, and things of that sort, I think that's going to be important too.
That's what 89J Stubbs said right here, man. And also, Tim Estes brought up the linebackers too. We definitely need to see something happening on the linebacker front, especially seeing as how thin we are, man. I really feel like our linebacker position, like we haven't upgraded that much. I mean, Denzel Perriman's already been dealing with a bunch of injuries. I mean, we're hoping that Jermaine Carter Jr. is a full-time inside linebacker, And to
I
be
think
frank,
he is.
I hope he is,
Yeah.
but I don't
believe he
know that he is, and I want him to prove it. If people want to see Sam Darnold and all these other players go out there and prove it, that's another guy I want to go out there and prove it. Look, especially coming off of one of the best middle linebackers the NFL has ever seen in Luke Kuechly, bro. Like, the standard has been set so high. He almost has unfair standards being put on him. But, dude, he has to impress at that middle linebacker position because we were abysmal there last year.
I think
That's why
Jermaine
I'm
Carter
running-
already has. I think it's Denzel Perryman who has higher expectations just because, I mean,
Okay.
far as we know, Rules never even said Denzel was a starter, and that was something that we all assumed when we signed him.
I want to see our tight ends.
Yeah. I don't think Denzel Perryman makes the roster. We've actually got to cut.
He'll make the team.
We've actually got to cut the roster down to 85 before Tuesday.
There's only 5 players, man. That ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
That ain't no big deal. I ain't worried about that. I don't think we're gonna have a shocking cut in the first thing. That was part of which goes back to why I don't agree with the whole you don't need to play your starters. Like you only got to cut 5 players. It ain't like you got to cut.
But
Like
I can't
20.
even say that because to me already a big cut to me was David Moore.
Yeah, like the fact that you kept David Moore tells me everything you feel about the roster. Like you feel like you don't have an offensive line problem. The fact that you cut David Moore as early as you did.
Hey, what about
So,
this
like-
question right here? He's like, why is everybody assuming that he can play that when he's never really been good in coverage?
Who, Jermaine or Denzel?
Rod Perryman.
Jermaine Carter Jr.
Jermaine's not bad in coverage.
No, he wasn't
Not
last year.
terrible.
He was an improvement
Dog,
over
He
that.
was improving over. No, don't name that guy. Don't name that man.
No,
don't name that man.
No.
All right,
No.
you can say
Hey,
52.
I'm in a good
these
mood. I
parts-
only just say his name when I'm in a bad mood.
Bro,
No, don't
around
say-
these
don't say
parts,
his
we
name,
call
man.
him Tired Whitehead, bro.
No,
That dude
I don't
is
even do
tired,
that.
bro.
I don't even do that. He gets a number. That's all he gets. We don't mention his name, and it's funny because when we interviewed Hype Man Lucci, he didn't mention his name either. He called him by his number.
But see, that's
So-
true because like I want to see if is Carter really good or was the other guy just that bad and he just looks really great.
I
Nah,
think
I've
Carter
always
was-
messed with Jermaine. I like that
I think
attitude.
Carter's
I like
good.
that.
I think Carter's
You
good,
a
man.
dog at middle linebacker?
But,
I
you know,
like that.
I know a lot of them do that, but Jermaine Carter was talking earlier this offseason that he was finally entering the first regular season game the first regular season that he's been fully healthy, and he's up to the speed that he knows he can be.
That
Now,
sounds
I
like
know
some
they all
Cam
say that,
stuff to
so.
me. I get tired
They
of
all
Cam
say
saying it. I get tired of Cam saying this his summer. Dog, just show it.
No, I agree with you, Tim. I'm tired of hearing everybody talking about how good we are. I want to see it, dude. I want to see these players ball out for us. By the way, shout out to Nick. He just shared this with me too. I think this is a good pass by PJ Walker and a good tippy toe catch at the back of the end zone by Brandon Zylstra, and just pulled it right in, dude. And this is my point about PJ. Will Greer isn't doing this type of shit. Like no one
Will Greer done had
about
some
Will Greer
impressive
doing this.
touchdowns this training camp.
But how come we never see him? How come we never hear
We'll see him
about
next week. We'll see him next week.
Wait a minute,
We might
wasn't
even
the Robbie one hand catch? Wasn't that Will Greer?
No, I thought that was Sam.
Yeah, I thought that was
Will
him.
Greer. The one
Rashad would
hand
know
with
for
no
sure.
blood.
Hey, I tell you what though, that's a damn pretty pass though. And the thing about
Yeah.
PJ, nobody is denying PJ has legitimate arm talent. Like homeboy can straight up chuck the football, and that's why I do like him. I like his aggression. I like that
But
he's
Will
not
can
afraid to
too.
move the ball. Yeah, but I trust PJ more than I do Will.
Will looked scared when he played. when I saw
Yeah,
him.
Will
Now
doesn't.
that's
look
what
like
I've always
Hold on.
said.
Hold on. Let's be clear. Who was Will going up against? He was going up against the 49ers, who were in the Super Bowl that year.
That's true.
And they had, if I remember correctly, a pretty stout defense.
Yeah.
Like,
But it's
Come on.
not even judging him on the opposition. It's judging him on never being able to win even the number 2 spot. He's never beat out Kyle Allen. He didn't beat out PJ Walker. He didn't beat out Taylor
That's
Heineke.
a dilemma.
Yeah, like we drafted you in the 3rd round, and say what you want. There's a bunch of other quarterbacks that were drafted later. Jacob Eason, who we're going to see for the Colts, was drafted in the 4th round. Ellinger was drafted in the 6th round. So I'm sorry, PFF had Will Grier as one of their better quarterbacks coming out in that draft, and I'm sorry, he just hasn't been anywhere near that kind of talent, especially when PJ Walker is generally outperforming him.
I think Will just probably got drafted to the wrong team.
It could have happened.
He's from Charlotte.
And just because you're from Charlotte doesn't mean that Charlotte's the best team for you.
Exactly.
He's from Charlotte, but he played in West Virginia.
Yeah, maybe.
Sometimes that can be a distraction being at home.
I was about to say.
Especially based off what Rashad was saying about the whole his brother getting arrested and stuff.
Oh,
that's a distraction.
That's a different ballgame.
His brothers.
Yeah, that was.
I don't even know if y'all know about his brothers, but they're more famous than he is.
Yeah, they're YouTubers, right?
Yeah,
social media.
One of them was on like Dancing with the Stars or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they're doing that social media thing, man. But I think you're right.
As far as what I'm most excited to see on Sunday, that I think mine is a little bit different than everybody else's. Is I want to see the young pass rushers that we really haven't gotten to see in a while. The YGM, the Christian Millers, the Marquise Haynes. I want to see some of those guys and see some of their growth getting to the quarterback, because I think even our backup defensive lines are special athletically.
So YGM was supposedly taking snaps with the first stringers today, and supposedly he did pretty good too. So that's a good sign.
On that unofficial depth chart, Morgan Fox was a starter, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I think YGM needs to be one of those guys that plays. Or even the young defensive tackles. I want to see what Nixon is looking like, and Hoskins and Bravion Roy, them guys in the middle.
I was very, very high on Christian Miller when he was coming out of Alabama, man. I thought he had legit bend at that edge rusher position. He had 8 sacks his final year at Alabama. He just dealt with a lot of injuries. I can tell you this, I would love nothing more.
And then he sat out for COVID last year, right?
Yeah, and sat out for COVID, man. I would love nothing more if YGM stepped up and became our permanent big side defensive end. Like, that would be the best for us, man. Nick, what are you looking for in this preseason matchup?
Big thing is just seeing players that we haven't seen. That and Joey Sly.
Ooh,
Joey Sly, because of the whole mental thing, going on in the off season. Let's see if that actually helped him out or what the deal is with that. So.
Yeah. Matt, Kevin. I don't know what I'm talking
about. I want to see our tight ends, man. They say they're going to work on the tight ends more, throw more to them. I want to see what they're going to do with them.
Does this imply for the ones?
Yep.
Does this them not playing the ones? Is that across the board? Like, does that also?
It sounds like it. It sounds like they're playing no starters.
Even like Dan Arnold.
That means no starters, bro. Nobody.
I want to see Tommy Trimble.
Yeah, we'll get to see Trimble. But remember, our depth chart says we're starting 2 tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which was weird to me.
No, it's not.
I don't think that's real.
He's going to help the left
part
side.
of the whole preseason depth chart.
No, because there's no fullback, so they can start 2 tight ends. I think
Tommy is going to play fullback.
I think they're gonna realize what we already knew, that their line isn't good. They're gonna have to probably keep a tight end back there to help block. I really believe that, yo. I really believe that.
I said that Tuesday night.
I think Tommy is gonna be the fullback / tight end.
Yeah.
Tommy Trimble might be our secret weapon this year. No cap, bro.
So I said that on Tuesday night. I think the reason why they broke it down between left and right tight end is because if you look at who's on the left side, if I remember correctly, those were the mostly blocking tight ends. And we thought that we know that's going to be our weak side.
Yep.
And that's another reason why I think Dave is right that they aren't shifting Taylor Moton over to the left side.
I'm telling you, bro.
I think that's
we're gonna be out. We're gonna be out here.
I think that's part of that whole fake preseason depth chart.
Dog,
Brady. The fact that you put two tight ends.
Brady was known to utilize the tight end more. This is his opportunity to do so. With
one, not
Dan
two.
Arthur and Trimble. Well, watch. I'm telling you, bro.
Who was another tight end on that LSU roster besides Thaddeus Moss? I don't know.
Stephon Sullivan.
And we only know him because he on the Panthers. We wouldn't know that if he wasn't.
I mean, he played with him.
What was he doing? He was catching passes out there?
He was catching some passes. He was blocking too.
Somebody look up Steven Sullivan. I think that's part of that whole David and Rashad. You know, if you get them an interview, they fuck with you.
Oh, here we fucking go.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest though. Like I think Stephon is gonna be part of that nepotism game too, man. Like I think there's gonna be players that's gonna be above in that depth chart.
Yeah.
I think when you start thinking about the clicks matter, bro. Like same thing with Keith Kirkwood. When we looked at that depth chart, folks had the way they had Keith Kirkwood. I'm like, yo, Keith Kirkwood's gonna out here cost Omar Bayless a final roster spot.
I'm excited for my Smith.
Yeah.
So you got to take those things into account too.
Hey, Panther Rhule, what are you looking for at this preseason matchup, man? What's your eyes going on first? You're muted, by the way.
He's still getting here.
Yeah, you're muted.
All right, I'm
good.
Yeah,
you're good.
I want to watch the offensive line on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And I really like to see some of these young wide receivers. I want to see what they do in a real, close to we can get in a real game that's not practiced where you can hit them, where you can get hit. I just want to see. I'd like to see the tight ends, but and the defense. I want to see the linebackers, the depth at the linebackers. And I want to see the safety, especially the free safety. I'm not a big fan of Burrows, so I want to see maybe, and he ain't going to play either way. So I want to see if one of the younger other safeties could step up and maybe bump him out of a job, or at least the starting job.
Oh yeah, and by the way, I just looked it up. David was capping. Steven Sullivan had more than 60 yards receiving one time in his whole college career.
I said he was out here blocking too, man.
Oh, that's funny.
But I'm really interested in the kick and punt returners. I want to see if I'd love to see Chuba pop up and become a returner.
I don't think he's going to though.
He's going to.
Practice,
Cannon's going.
I think it's Cannon. I think it's Cannon, it's Shy, and it's David Moore. I think those are the three guys that's going to be competing for those slots.
Yeah. So I'll give you the things that are the two players. Mine is two players, not necessarily a position group. Mine is number one, Brady Christensen. I want to see Brady Christensen hold down that right side of the offensive line because I think if he does well, it's going to bolster my conspiracy theory that Taylor Moton is going to be our left tackle, and they're going to play Brady Christensen
I believe that myself,
as the right tackle. Hey, you laugh now, but remember where you heard it first. If it happens, you know.
Well, I've been real talk. I've been mentioning it as well, Cody. It's just like Rashad.
Yeah, but I'm the only one that's dying on this hill, bro. I'm calling this shot that isn't gonna happen, dude.
I can see it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hey, maybe
if it happens, it's not gonna be week one. It'll probably be like mid-season. But if it happens mid-season, that means our record's terrible, bro.
Yeah, and who do you think is going to be sitting at that point? If they start shifting guys around like that, do you think it's going to be Cam Irving or that other new guy that we brought in? Who's Pat Efline?
Well, Efline plays guard, so we're not worried about that. Efline could lose his job before week one. Now, if you want to talk about a guy that could lose their job week one, it's him. Like, I think the starter's not playing is going to put him at risk because Deontay Brown could probably take his position over, bro.
But that's my number one, Brady Christensen playing right tackle. And my other one is Yetur Gross-Matos, man. I don't really want Morgan Fox to be our starter going into this season, man. I want the young, more talented guy to be in there. And yeah, I liked YGM's film at Penn State. I hate that the coaches never taught them up, because I feel like that was a real problem at Penn State. But other than that, YGM has a ton of potential. He has the frame to do it, the frame to play it. And I think when you talk about Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Daquan Jones, YGM, add in Hassan Reddick to that, dude, we're going to have a nasty defensive line. Our edge rush is going to be much improved. But I want to see YGM take that next step, especially on like running downs, like sealing a physical edge. Dude, that's going to be very important for us this year. So those are the two players that I'm really hoping look good for us this Sunday, man. Well, gentlemen, we are at 3 hours and 31 minutes, dude. We did a 3 hour, dude. Tony would be laughing at us right now that we went longer tonight than we do on Tuesdays, and there were no cat calls, man. So, dude, we're doing something right. I appreciate everyone for jumping on. Let me give a shout out to everybody real quick. Nick, my co-host of the Friday Free for All, bro. Plug all your stuff, man.
So you can find me on Instagram at Monty's Motorsports, and I actually just started a Twitter today.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody pressured me into it.
Peer pressure's a son of a bitch, bro.
So it was going to be Monty's Motorsports, but they only allow 15 characters. So just start typing in Monty's Motorsports, and whatever it cuts off at, that's what it's going to be. You can. I'm big into cars, football, movies, Marvel, that sort of deal. Getting ready to start my next car project, and you guys will hear it first. I am building a DF Goblin kit car. It is a 1,500-pound car with about 300 horsepower. 0 to 60 without any mods is 3.5 seconds, but I'm going to have quite a few mods done to it. So it's going to be a fun little toy. So,
dude, definitely send the pictures when you're done with it, man. That would be awesome. I definitely want to see the finished product, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. So
Kevin,
hit me up on either one of those.
Yeah, man, Kevin, my other co-host of the Friday Free for All, man. You've been with me on every one of these. Tell them where they can find you, man, or anything you want to plug. Go ahead, man.
I'm on Twitter at kbosh89. I just fuck with Cody really much. I'm not really on there that much. Just give him shit, talk shit to him.
Tell me how good the Beastie Boys are, like Tony does.
Yeah, pretty much. Culture you a little bit, But
Beastie Boys are good, man. What's wrong with the Beastie Boys?
Don't even get me started.
There you
bro.
go.
They were early, bro. They were early. That Dr. Seuss ass rhyme scheme bullshit, bro. And I know I'm in the minority. I don't care.
I'm a hip hop head, so
I'm
we gotta.
entitled to my opinion, bro.
Here's my thing. I'll leave it at this. I'll tell you the story about Paul's Boutique. I'll just give you a quick story about Paul's Boutique. So after they freaking blew up a License to Ill, one of the best-selling rap records at the time, they blew up. They said, we're going to go completely against the grain. We're going to have these producers, this producer team called Dust Brothers. We're going to do Paul's Boutique. The black rappers said that they had the best production on the record.
Yeah,
they secretly said that. Like, we're talking about Public Enemy, NWA. They're all like, yo, they got the best beats.
And they may have had the best beats, but they weren't anywhere near the talent level of NWA or any of the other guys that you just mentioned.
But, like, they weren't slouches as rappers. I mean, when you think about the rap game now, there ain't too many, like maybe even a decade from now, like, there weren't that many good lyricists. Like, they did what they had to do. They weren't terrible rappers. And, like, some of their stuff was based on comedy anyway. Like, they were good. They were, for what they did at the time, the way Paul's Boutique was as an album, Paul's Boutique was a brilliant record with an immense amount of samples that people don't give it credit for.
Thank you.
A very influential album from that standpoint.
I'm not trying to say that they're not influential, man. I just personally think that they're overrated.
There will be no Migos without the Beastie Boys. I don't care what y'all say. There will be no Migos. Migos would not exist without the Beastie Boys. They're the first ones out here doing the ad-libs and jumping in and all that stuff.
I'm just saying, Bro, their rhyme scheme is some Dr. Seuss bullshit, bro.
Have you listened
Read
to
their
that?
lyrics. Read their lyrics. That's all I'm saying. I'm a
But 90% of the rappers,
bro.
90% of the rappers on earth is Dr. Seuss rhyme scheme.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Like when you you ain't gonna have like the Black Dogs,
Right.
the Jada
But then
Kisses, the
don't-
Lupe
right, but then-
Fiascos.
But people try and play like everything from their lyrics to everything was just like the best that hip hop had to
Well,
offer.
I've never heard anybody say Beastie Boys in lyrical ability ever.
Bro, you'd be
Well, they
surprised, bro.
weren't big.
That wasn't their
lyricists.
main thing.
That wasn't their thing.
Yeah.
It was
What
all
do you
about
think?
the beats.
Look, we could do a whole podcast on hip hop one
And
day
then-
if y'all want to. I promise you, I'd be down. To
I've
do
been
it.
in that, dude. I've done hip hop trivia on like a major show, so it's I love the
Hey,
I love the
listen,
culture.
I'm willing to accept that this is not one of my more popular opinions. Like I already know that ahead of time, bro.
Hey,
Like,
Cody, we could do one podcast on the Beastie Boys, but how many podcasts could we do on things that you've gotten wrong?
Hey, bro, not too many. Not too fucking many, bro. Not too many, bro. We do a longer podcast on all the stuff I've gotten right. How about that?
Maybe.
Yeah, for sure. But, bro, look, Dave, plug your stuff, man. Tell them where they can find you, bro.
So the podcast is PNP. My partner, shout out to my partner Rashad. We're at Panther Nation PC. If you want to talk to me about hip hop personally or anything else, it's Champ D1012. But Panther Nation PC, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok. We even got TikTok. We got like a social media manager out here getting these trends popping. And shout out to MF Doom. You are correct, Sideshow Bob. Doom's my guy.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny, like I was on the trivia show because they did a bracket for the 21st century and I placed third place because I picked Man Villainy as the best album of the 21st century. And the question was asked, well, was the depth a factor? I was like, no, because Man Villainy was the best rap album of the 21st century. It's not even close. Like I don't think it's even
better.
No.
Danger Doom, sorry.
Danger Doom.
Yeah.
Danger Doom. But like my thing with Matt Villainy is I don't think you ever seen at that time a rapper and a producer be so messed up. Like people don't realize that album was under an hour. And there was like almost 20, there was like 24 songs on that album. Like it was like Doom was like in rare form from top to bottom, bar for bars upon bars upon bars for an entire record, and you never lost your attention.
Yeah.
And then and people don't realize he came out with 3 albums that year. Like people don't realize in 2004, Doom came out with 3 albums that year. Like that was the year of Doom. People talk about Kanye West, but nah, that was the year of Doom that year.
Yo, he passed away last year, right?
Yeah, October.
Yeah, on Halloween.
Man. Yeah,
on Halloween.
Hey, R.I.P. to Doom, man. Doom was one of he was one of those underground rappers that all the nerdy kids, when I was in high school, everybody loved MF Doom. It didn't matter if you were black, white, Hispanic, everybody loved Doom, bro.
There were 2 acts around that time frame that I was riding with when I was like, yo, hip hop was about, because we were at that ringtone era at that point during that era.
Yeah.
There were 2 artists that kept me in the run, and that was Little Brother from North Carolina, and that was Doom. Them dudes kept me in that shit. They kept me in it. They kept me thinking they have faith.
There was supposed to be a MF Doom Most Def album, but it never happened.
Yeah,
look, man, I was afraid to go to a Doom show because I was afraid that I was gonna get a fake Doom, and I would have been pissed. I just would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Hey, but Team Money, you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, man. Just plug all your stuff, man. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Twitter and YouTube is Mr. T Money 1993. Stay talking football for the most part. If you ever want to hear me messing around rapping, I do that on my YouTube too. I just recently put out a song kind of dissing the Bucks, so it's mostly football rapping. I'm not a real rapper by any means. It's me having fun. So yeah, you go check it out. Like I said, Mr. T Money 1993.
All right, man. Cole, you have anything you want to tell the people before we get out of here, bro?
No, not as much. Just happy to be here. Talk some Panther football.
Cool, man. Well, listen, all of you, as always, I appreciate you joining me for another edition of the Friday Free For All. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Share the podcast with other Panther fans so we can continue to grow this thing. We are going to be doing, I'm assuming that we're going to be doing a post game this Sunday after the preseason game. At least I'm gonna try my damnedest. I don't know if Tony will be here, but I know I'm ready to be here. So
let me throw it.
Yeah.
Let me throw 2 quick plugs. For one, for all you fantasy players, become a Patreon. Patreon.com/PantherNationPC. I'm gonna go over my rankings tomorrow at 4:00, and myself and Rashad is planning on doing a live stream of the game. We're gonna break the game down as it goes. Have our opinions during the game on Sunday. So
hey,
if
man,
you guys
so
want to hop in,
hang out with PAP during the game and hang out with C3 after the game, bro.
that'll work.
There it is. You got your Panther content creators have got y'all covered, bro. See, we out here. We does this.
Out here in these streets.
Bro, we does this YouTube shit, bro. So holler at us, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, share. This has been another edition of the Friday Free For All. Until this Sunday, y'all. Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Always.